Welcome back to Sarasota. A beautiful day here at Ed Smith Stadium. The Orioles taking on the Yankees. American League East. It is tough to finish as the top as the Orioles did last year, and the Yankees are going to be trying to do the same thing this year. It's spring training baseball. It starts right now on Massive. It's the Orioles on Masson from their spring training home here in beautiful Sarasota, Florida. There'll be another full house on hand today. As for the first of a couple of times this season, the Yankees and the Orioles will meet in spring training baseball. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thornton. Welcome to the Orioles coming into this ball game against the Yankees. Yes, it is early. They're looking, though, to get a little bit of the offense going. Pitching so far has been pretty good. So is the D. Offense so far lacking. But as we say, it's real early. One of the things in looking ahead to the season for the Orioles is the number of free agents. There are a lot of them. 11 primary free agents who are going to be available on the free agent market next year. Chen, Hunter, Norris, O'Day, and Webb as pitchers, along with Wright, Davis at first. You got Diaz, Pierce, and Young, and, of course, Matt Wieters. Question, as you go along, does that mean they have great years, or is there more pressure on them? When you look at it, Mike Bordick, what do you see?
Well, I don't think the pressure is on them because they're free agents. I think the pressure is on them because they want to win as a group. These guys have been together now three years, some of them just on a couple years, but they've had success. They want to win that trophy. They want to go all the way. They've all come in hungry right now, and I don't think they're thinking about free agency. They're thinking about winning right now, trying to get that hoist that trophy, and that, of course, is going to increase their value. But, you know, the Orioles going into this season, they're going to plan ahead. There are obviously going to be people that are planning ahead, and this is a great opportunity for them to really test the depth of this minor league system. They have some great young players, Christian Walker. They also have Dariel Alvarez that can step in. You know, these guys are big league ready. They're already talking about them potentially making an impact this season. There's also some great arms in this organization. I think that is really the strength of this Baltimore Orioles club. They're going to have 5 starting pitchers that are homegrown in AAA and potentially 5 in AA. So there's a lot to choose from down there, and they're really going to look at these younger players for next season.
And during the ballgame, we'll talk about Chris Davis, Matt Wieters, their comments on upcoming free agency for them and what it means this year. More importantly, we're going to pay people to eat ice cream on the air. I'm one of those who wants that job. If you can't get it out of there, I want the job.
I've had a lot.
Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Sarasota. So much to see and do on the beaches and islands of Sarasota on Florida's Gulf Coast. Go beyond the stadium to Siesta Beach, named winner of the 2015 TripAdvisor Traveler's Choice Awards for beaches. Plan now. Just go to visitsarasota.org. Gary Thorne and Mike Wardick back with you. Gorgeous day, mid-80s temperatures. A few rolling clouds around. Wind will be blowing in and a little bit to right as we get ready for this ball game. New York Yankees coming with their starting infield on this road trip. Didi Gregorius will be leading it off. Chris Young, Chase Headley, Mark Teixeira, John Murphy, Jose Perella, Stephen Drew, Aaron Judge, and Ramon Flores. Teixeira looking to rebound, have a rebound offensive season. Those are the numbers last year.
Now let's take a look at the scouting report this afternoon for Wei-Yin Chen. He's looking to continue his success. 3 great years, but last year a breakthrough season. 16 wins on the season for Chen and the 3.54 earned run average. Secondary work, that's what he's working on this spring training. He has great fastball location. He's able to work with that pitch, but it's his secondary pitches that he wants to step up. Good slider, showed signs of plus break last season, but it's his changeup that he's really focusing on. Changed his grip. It's no longer a circle change. It's going to be a straight change. It'll look like his four-seam fastball, and of course he is a great defender. Surprised he doesn't want a gold glove yet. He's made just 1 error in 3 years with the Orioles, and that error came back in 2012. There's a look at his numbers from last year. 31 starts, 16 wins, just the 6 losses. See, 185.2 innings. He's looking to try to get to that 200 point this year, along with Chris Tillman.
Wei-Yin Chen ready to go, and Didi Gregorius will stand in. He will take the pitch, and it is in there for a strike. Gregorius, of course, will be much watched for the Yankees as he will be taking over for Jeter at shortstop. And a foul ball, as you would expect everybody from Joe Girardi up and down in the organization saying, don't worry about the former Yankee captain. Just go play your game. But that may be easier said than done.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is a good young talent coming over from the Diamondbacks. They're a little concerned about this type of situation. Lefty on lefty. He's struggled in the past with those numbers, but he's proven he can hit the right-handed pitchers, just looking for more consistency. And I'll tell you what, Joe Girardi, he's going to keep running them out there. He thinks more repetitions are certainly going to help this young player.
Count goes to the 2-strike count off the foul ball as Chen has stayed inside on him. Left-hander's delivery and a great pitch away. It'll be knocked down. Lavarnway will make the play on the strikeout. Put him up. He starts it out with the K.
Let's take a look at the Orioles defense behind Wei-Yin Chen this afternoon. Travis Snyder over in left field. Newly acquired. Picked him up this winter when Markakis went to the Braves. Adam Jones, all-star center fielder. Delman Young, he's having another strong spring. J.J. Hardy and Jonathan Scope up the middle. Machado and Davis on the corners. And Ryan Lavarnway behind the plate. He's having himself a pretty good spring as well. They've really bolstered the depth in that catching position this year. J.P. Arancibia, Ryan Lavarnway, some guys with some big league experience, and of course Caleb Joseph in camp as well. Steve Clevenger. So good group working this spring.
Chris Young at the plate. Right-handed batter will foul that one away. Young getting the start in center field. They do not have the Yankees, the starting lineup with them for the spring training game. Ellsbury with Gardner and Beltran will be out there during the regular season. They in this ball game will have Flores on one of the corners, Judge, a non-rostered player, on the other. And the pitch will be taken down low, and getting the start in center field will be Chris Young, a veteran who came over last season from the Mets.
You see Travis Snyder right there. He's over in left field today. They look to him. He'll probably be playing a lot more right field, but want to show the versatility there because I think Buck Showalter may end up doing some matchups throughout the season. You know, he does such a good job with that, checking the numbers and putting guys in the best position to have success.
And we'll have to do that if the Orioles have the number of outfielders around that they do now in the DH situation. Mike, we were talking about it before the game. If Matt Wieters is not ready to get behind the plate at the beginning of the season, that DH role, which probably will be held by Delman Young much of the way, is going to be kind of not a problem, but something that he's going to have to deal with at the start of the year.
Well, exactly. I mean, I think, Matt Wieters has been swinging, so he feels good from both the left and right side of the plate, even though he doesn't have any hits. He's still trying to work on his timing, but, yeah, a lot of things could change towards the end of spring training if Wieters can't get behind the plate.
Here's the delivery to Young. He'll put that one up in the air towards third base. Machado trying to find it and couldn't. And he got some good help right there, Lavarnway. Manny Machado was having a hard time picking that ball up. Lavarnway had it all the way, so he went ahead and made a catch on a ball that normally the third baseman would handle.
Yeah, nice job by Lavarnway. They know the high sky here. The sun's out. Ryan got himself in a great position, and all he can do is just that and wait to be called off by Machado. Now, you'll see Machado throughout the season take charge on those type of balls in foul territory. Chris Davis very good on the right side as well.
A lot of glare today with all the clouds around and the bright sun. About 85 degrees the temperature here at game time. And here is Chase Headley. Last season, split the time, Padres-Yankees. He'll be the starting third baseman for the Yankees this season, and he goes down to third. It will be foul. Headley's got a contract that'll go through 2018 with the Yankees, and last season with the Yankees ended up playing 58 games, and they'll have a lot more under his belt. He hit 262 in the Yankee uniform last year. Chen gets it in, and that will be a base hit into left field. Got that one up a little bit. Headley found it.
Yeah, he did. He hung that. Looks like the changeup, and Headley got on top of it. Smoking the line drive through the 5-6 hole. Headley looking to have a good year. Kind of settled in last season and start the year fresh with the Yankees. And, yeah, it was an elevated changeup. Now, he's working on that. Talked about him changing the grip. Last year he used the circle change, and it kind of caused him to rotate his elbow in a little bit, so the ball would tend to fade away, and it didn't. I think hitters could pick that up sooner. So right now working on a pitch that looks just like his fastball, maybe about 10 miles an hour slower.
And here is Mark Teixeira looking for a rebound season with the Yankees. Obviously it'll be very important for the Yankees' success that their starting first baseman is able to get back, play a lot of games this season, average down, home runs, RBIs. Not too bad, really, for the time that he got in, but the Yankees rather need him to be in that lineup every day. Wei-Yin Chen delivers to him, and that'll be a chopper to third base. Nice short hop. Machado will go to first, and that will retire the side. Good play by Manny at third. No runs, one hit, no errors, one left. We'll check the Orioles lineup in a minute. And here at Ed Smith Stadium, Orioles have been drawing extremely well, not just this year, but all the time they've been here. And, of course, when the Yankees come, a lot of folks come from Tampa to watch the game as well. It'll be Machado, Hardy, and Davis, Jones, Wieters, and Young, Snyder, Lavarnway, and Jonathan Scope. For Chris, the Orioles' first baseman last year. Not a big average, but pounded him out, 72 RBIs.
Now let's take a look at the scouting report for Chase Whitley. He's fighting for a spot. The 25-year-old was called up last season in the middle of May. And he really impressed Joe Girardi, and he was versatile as well, and that adds to his value. And you might see him being the long man out of this bullpen, and also the fact that he could start because Tanaka and Sabathia are still question marks for this New York Yankees. So he's out here trying to prove himself and earn a spot. his best pitch, that plus changeup, has a fastball and a slider, but his change is nasty. See, 24 appearances, 12 starts for the Yankees last year, 5.23 earned run average. Gave up 94 hits, 60 punch-outs, 18 walks. Opponents hitting .308 overall against Whitley.
And Manny Machado has been in the leadoff spot off and on, along with Diaza this season, and maybe doing that during the regular season. We'll lead it off here for the Orioles. Manny getting a lot of at-bats here this spring. He, Chris Davis, Matt Wieters, the players who were out a good deal of last season, getting a chance to get their at-bats in this year, which obviously is going to be vital. And for Manny Machado, that's one of the reasons, along with giving him a try at the top of the order, that he's there. That'll generally get him an extra at-bat in the course of the ball game. 2-0 delivery by Whitley. That'll be yanked for a base hit.
Manny has looked really good. I mean, he's got a twinkle in his eye. First day at camp, he's been anxious about getting on the field and playing some ball, and his swing has looked good. He's hitting bullets all over the field here, staying on top of the high fastball and driving it over the shortstop's head. A beautiful swing by Machado.
So he's now 4 for 12 here in spring training as you start to get enough at-bats for some of these regulars to get a look at how they're doing, including J.J. Hardy at short. He's had a couple of hits, 10 at-bats. There goes Manny Machado running. Throw down by Murphy's there, but not in time. He slid underneath it. The throw a little bit high, and the tag put on by Stephen Drew, the second baseman. Couldn't get the glove down in time.
There you go. A little surprise attack right there for Manny Machado. See him kind of breathe out there. Oh, yeah, I've got some wheels. Pretty good jump by Manny. Putting the head down. Orioles were talking the other day about when you steal a base, just look in. Must have been a straight steal, though. Nice job by J.J. letting that one go. And Manny Machado in safely.
So Hardy gets an RBI opportunity here in his first at-bat. The Orioles have had their problems offensively in the early part of the spring. They've won 2 and lost 6. The Orioles have been outscored so far, 37-25 in games. Orioles hitting .222 as a team, and opponents hitting .236. But it is so early, it's very hard to give those numbers a whole lot of meaning. Ball put up in the air towards left. Wind is blowing now out in that direction. Flores is there. Runner tags. Throw comes in, and Machado will stay at second base. Hardy retired.
Let's take a look at the Yankees defense behind Whitley this afternoon. Flores, Young, and Judge in this Yankees outfield. And here's a look at the big league infield. Headley at third base, Teixeira at first with Gregorius over at short. Stephen Drew, nice pickup for the Yankees. Stephen Drew, very versatile. Of course, most of his career spent at shortstop. He's a veteran infielder. Certainly helped Gregorius there at short, and Murphy behind the plate.
And here is Chris Davis getting a start at first base. He's been first base, DH, right field, getting time in all of those positions and will continue to do so. Chris coming out with the comment yesterday. We were talking about free agents. Peter Schmuck of the Baltimore Sun, and then saying about his free agency next year, I'm not going to play for a team that has no shot at competing every year. And he said you'll see whether or not the Orioles are serious from year in, year out, trying to be a winning ball club or not, and that will affect whether or not he is going to think about re-signing with the Orioles. And then today, much the same thing was said by Matt Wieters, a bit less indirectly, but Wieters saying, I don't know what the future holds. I'm not sure. He says we'll see what I look like and what the team looks like as we go along. So we talked about free agents at the top of the show for that reason. I mean, you look last year at Nelson Cruz, a player, as we said, who had a chip on his shoulder in the sense that he had something to prove. And sometimes those walk years really push a player to be a little better.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Nelson Cruz, a different story. And he certainly did play with a chip on his shoulder, one of the best power hitters in the game last season. And I don't know that I would say that these players here on the Orioles right now don't necessarily have chips on their shoulders. If they do, it should be to try to win the World Series, try to get deeper into the postseason. And ultimately, that will help all of them. You know, and to say that the Orioles challenge them about winning, I don't know. I think he stepped out of bounds a little bit right there because the last 3 years they have been winning. They have a formula right now. They're not going to go out and compete with the Yankees and the Red Sox spending money, but what they will do is they'll test the Rule 5 draft. They've been very aggressive in that. They've had major contributors over the last few years, Ryan Flaherty, T.J. McFarland, Rule 5 guys, and there are actually 10 Rule 5 players in camp this year. They brought a couple pitchers in, Garcia, who we might see today, and, guys that are impressive. So there are different ways to go about, putting together a winning team other than spending millions and millions of dollars.
Yep. 3-ball, 2-strike count. I think one thing that is held over, but for right or wrong, is the non-signing of Nick Markakis. It has bothered Adam Jones. It has bothered Chris Davis. It has bothered Matt Wieters. It has bothered a lot of people, even though they, I think, all recognize in the end it's just the nature of the beast. It's a business, and that's what baseball is. Runner's going to go. Machado will reach third on a wild pitch, and that'll send Davis down to first. So the Orioles have the corners covered here in the first inning with one down.
Nice read right there by Manny Machado. See him get his secondary. That ball hits, and off he goes. Put a little pressure on the Yankees defense and the pitcher Whitley.
So the Orioles get a chance to get on the board here. Adam Jones has batted in that cleanup spot in a number of games so far this season. For Adam, looking for the long ball to add to his output again this year. He's had a couple of hits and 11 at-bats. Has not had a home run yet this spring. The Orioles as a team have hit 6 spring training home runs. First and third, and one out. Whitley's delivery to him will be up high. Whitley's having a little trouble with the strike zone right now.
Yeah, typically very good command from Whitley. A lot of times when we've seen pitchers have some struggles with this Orioles lineup, especially with it's loaded at the top right now. I mean, this is pretty much going to be the lineup you're going to see. Machado, Hardy, Davis, Jones. So a lot of boppers. One mistake can certainly cost a pitcher, and he's being careful here in the early going.
Whitley was hit up pretty hard last season by both right and left-handers, which is one of the reasons he did not stay with the ball club for the entire year. Went up and down. Over 300 by both. Left-handers hit 315. Right-handers hit 301 against Whitley. So concern about whether or not he can get those numbers down this season. And as Mike said, boy, there's some openings for pitchers with the Yankees. That one put up in the air on the right side. Second base Drew will drift over and put it away. And that'll retire Jones for the second out of the inning.
Another elevated pitch right there. Adam Jones, that ball looked big to him. Just 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Couldn't quite get on top of it. A fly ball to the infield. I can tell you from experience, infielders, it's a challenge. Even outfielders down here. Ball gets up in the air. It's typically windy and typically sunny. You better have your glasses on. You better have some coverage, too. You saw Teixeira staying close by.
We're in the normal pattern right now. The wind is blowing out to left field. Before the start of the game, though, the wind was blowing in a little bit and over to right. Generally here in Sarasota, it's off the water and out to left. Here's Matt Wieters. Matt trying to get his first hit of the spring. He's 0 for 13. Only 2 strikeouts, though, and 1 walk. As Matt switch hitting. Looks to get the bat going, and the Orioles, as we said, obviously needing his numbers offensively in whatever position he's going to play. 1-0 pitch to him, grounded towards second. Drew is there to get it. He'll make the play to Teixeira. The Orioles no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 are left on base. Calorie count? Yeah.
I've had a lot.
One of the great spring training ballparks anywhere in baseball. Here at the home of the spring training for the Orioles in Sarasota at Smith Stadium. You see the big crowd on hand for this. Dave Wallace is going to join us, and he is on mic right now. Dave, the pitching coach, of course, of the Orioles. Great to have you with us. How you doing?
Good, Gary. How are you?
I'm
Mike doing
well.
okay out there?
Yes, sir. We're hanging in there. Let me ask you a focus thing this season. Is there one for you as the pitching coach, something you're trying to focus the pitchers on in particular?
Yeah, we really are. More than anything, because which was a good thing. We went late into October last year. We're trying to take it a little bit easy at the start with some of the starters. That's why Chris didn't go until yesterday, and Wei-Yin just went some short innings the other day. But today we'll start to extend things a little bit, and they each have something we want to try to accomplish this spring, so we'll go from there.
How about Wei-Yin Chen? I mean, I talked to him a couple days ago, and he said he's working on his changeup once again here in spring training, but he talked about a different grip. How's that coming for him?
It's coming pretty good, Mike. He actually threw a couple in the first inning. One he elevated a little bit to Headley, who got a base hit on it, but the good thing is he's using it. He actually talked to Ramon Martinez about the grip, who had a pretty good one. So it is a new grip, but we're really, more than anything, trying to get a little bit more differential with his fastball and his changeup, which I think will help him.
You mentioned, Dave, Ramon Martinez, a late ad on the coaching staff. Can you talk about his role with the Orioles?
Well, he's kind of a special assignment guy, Gary. He's good bloodlines, good career, a lot of integrity and a lot of knowledge, and, bilingual. And I think he's going to add a lot of credibility to our minor league pitching staff and help us at the big league level as well. He's just one of those guys not far removed from the game and has a keen understanding of what it takes to develop young guys. So I think he's going to be tremendous.
Dave, you've seen a lot of great pitchers, throughout your career. Now, how do you think this starting rotation holds up? And coming into camp, is there a different look in their eye?
I think last year they gained a little confidence, Mike. I think, they were all young, and they still are relatively young pitching-wise. But, I think they've come together as a group. As you know, when one of these guys goes and throws a side, all the other guys are out there, and they're becoming really close, forming a bond. And I think their confidence has to be a little bit higher than it was a year ago, just because of what they've gone through.
That'll be played by Jonathan Scope as John Ryan Murphy, the catcher for the Yankees, pops out one away here in the second inning. Perella will be coming up as the designated hitter in the ball game. Dave Wallace joining us, the Orioles pitching coach. Dave, Buck has talked about trying to extend pitchers 1 or 2 outs deeper into ball game. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. If you can do that, Gary, as you and Mike know, if we can, instead of going maybe 5 1/3 or 5 2/3, get guys well into the game beyond that. If you get that, to me, there's 4 or 5 outs in a game, from probably the last out in the 6th inning to maybe the 2nd or 3rd in the 7th, where it's real key. Hopefully we can get our starters a little bit deeper, and what that does is not only gives them confidence, but it saves maybe one guy in the bullpen that day. So you may have to use 2 instead of 3, and it affects the long-term health of your staff in general, I think, down the road.
Where do you stand on a 5 or 6 man rotation?
I stand on a 5-man rotation, Gary, and I mean, it's good sometimes if you have young guys and they're not used to it, and you have depth in your bullpen to go to 6 if the schedule permits it. But most guys, I think if you talk to them, they like the 5-man now, especially at this level. Maybe from a developmental standpoint, you may go to 6 when the kids are younger and gradually wean them into maybe a 5. But I think where we are right now, the guys have a little bit of pride, and they want to take it on every 5th day.
Dave, what do you think about the young pitchers in camp? I mean, it seems like they've been pretty impressive.
Yeah, they really have. Tyler Wilson the other day, young Hunter Harvey throw the ball well. Mike Wright is come on strong. Tim Berry. We have some guys that probably need a little experience, but it certainly is nice to be able to rattle off 4 or 5 names that at some point this year you think may help you.
Dave Wallace, pitching coach with the Orioles. Thanks very much for joining us. Appreciate it. Have a great season. We look forward to talking with you.
Thanks, Gary. Thanks, Mike.
There you go. Dave Wallace, the Orioles pitching coach. Stephen Drew flies out to left field. Snyder out there to haul it in, and there are 2 down with Perella having drawn the walk-off. Wei-Yin Chen, who's got 2 down and 1 on here in the second inning.
Dave Wallace has just done an incredible job with this rotation. They're all on the same page. He's exactly right. They care about each other. They're in each other's bullpens. They're watching how each other works. Maybe they can pick one or two things up. They're constantly talking to each other. All the pitchers, they're just talking about pitching, how to get guys out. We've got great students of the game. Kevin Gosman, for one, always asking questions. So it's a lot of fun to watch these guys work.
Runner goes, and Perella's going to be in with a stolen base. Jose Perella, who is the designated hitter for the Yankees, a job that Alex Rodriguez probably will be holding. Lavarn Way, not much of a chance to get him. Good speed, good jump. Got everybody running today.
Yeah. Well, all the pitchers are taught to be quick to home. Wei and Chen very quick right there, but that was just a first move jump, and Perella showing his speed.
Aaron Judge now is at the plate. He's a non-roster invitee. Right now, 22 years old. He'll turn 23 in a month, only his second major league season. He's making the start in right field. Last year he played at Charleston and at Tampa, divided the season equally between the two young leagues, and they're getting a look at him here in camp, and he's got some power. He was 32nd overall in the 2013 player draft. Shatters the bat on that one. Davis will give chase, foul territory, and no chance as Chris stars the little slide on the dirt over there and is all right.
A pretty good effort right there by Chris Davis, the broken bat, and he gives chase, but just not enough airtime under that ball. But Wei Chen got in the kitchen deep on Aaron Judge. Bat head went flying.
Judge will get a new bat. Last year for Judge combined in the A ball, he hit .308. He had 17 homers, 78 RBIs in the 131 games. That was his first professional season. He's a big kid, 6'7", 255 is what they list him at, and he looks all of it on both ends. Runner at second base, 1-2, 2 down. And he takes a pretty good cut, too.
Yeah, that was a healthy rip. He didn't want to get jammed that time.
Wei Chen looking to get through the second inning of work here, as the pitchers will start to be extended to 3 innings, depending on the number of pitches that are thrown in any particular spring training ball game. And as you heard Dave Wallace say, they're keeping a close count. Ball put up in the air in left center field. Back to get it, Jones, and he will put it away. Judge retired, so are the Yankees. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on, bottom of the second coming from Sarasota. Well, opening day is not far away, less than a month. Get ready now for the season by securing your spot with the Orioles full or partial season plan. Season plan members get exclusive ticket savings, Major League Baseball's most flexible exchange policy, guaranteed access to postseason tickets, and many orange carpet benefits. So don't miss an inning of the excitement. Go to Orioles.com/tickets or 888-848-BIRD. I was looking at the schedule last night just for the fun of it, see what the Orioles look like. The Orioles, of course, will open in Tampa Bay for 3. They'll have a day off and then be home for 3 games against Toronto and 3 games against the Yankees. That will be the Orioles' opening homestand. Here is Delman Young. Delman getting the start in right field against the 25-year-old right-hander Whitley, whose delivery to him is put up in the air. Shortstop. Gregorius, you can hear him. I got it, and he does. The other thing about the schedule, which I've looked at it 100 times because I cannot believe it. The Orioles in August will play one division game. One. And it is the last day of the month against Tampa Bay. In July, they play only 6. So in 2 months, they will play 7 division games. The big chunk, they open up with 19 division games in April and 25 in September and that first weekend in October.
Yeah, that's September. It seems like there's a lot of parity in the American League East. I think a lot of teams are hoping, especially like the Yankees, that they can stay healthy. They have some older players out there, but September could be an incredible month for all of baseball.
You can imagine, though, for 2 months, those who follow the Orioles, including us, are going to be looking at the newspapers and television and stat sheets to see what's going on in the division.
Yeah.
You're really going to lose track. I mean, when you play 7 games against the division in 2 months, by the time you get back into the division, a lot of things could have changed.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And the Orioles, of course, part of their great record last year was the fact they went 47-29 in division play, and you see how everybody else in the division struggled, including the Yankees with that 2-game under 500 mark, and everybody else less.
Yeah, Orioles have played really well within their division the last few years, and we walked away with it when the pitching started to get straightened out in June. They just went on a roll and did not look back. This year they're hoping to get off to a better start.
Yep. They'll need that in the division with that number of division games in the month of April. Snyder will go down to first base. Teixeira's got it on the big hop. And Travis Snyder is retired. We hope to have a chance to talk to Travis, one of the new Orioles, when he comes out of the ball game on his way out. We expect to have a word with him and talk about where he fits in with the Orioles for the coming year.
Good kid. Still very young. You know, Dave Wallace talked about the pitching staff still being very young. Well, the Orioles themselves, one of the younger teams in baseball. So to have this group of talent back together again, you know, is pretty exciting. And picking up Snyder, another young player, but he's got major league experience. He came up to the big leagues, I think, when he was 19 years old. So he has experience at this level. He's had some problems with some injuries. I think the most at-bats he's ever had is 300. So he'd love to get up around that 500 point and show what he's able to do.
Lavarnway up against Whitley with 2 down and nobody on. Scoreless ball game, second inning. And he'll catch the outside corner at the knees. Lavarnway again behind the plate for the Orioles. Couple of hits, 5 at bats. Couple of singles so far in the games that he has started. And he'll take the pitch inside. Orioles not knowing, as we said, how many games Matt Wieters is going to be catching in the course of the season. Lavarnway probably will be third on the list, perhaps, when it comes to Oriole catchers. We'll see. Caleb Joseph back with the ball club. He and his wife, congratulations. As their first son, a boy named Walker Everett, was born to the Josephs. His wife, Brooke, all doing well. And as only Caleb Joseph could do, said, of course I'm coming back. The baby's got to eat. Which pretty much sums it up for all dads and moms. 3-1 delivery on the way, and a chopper as he came in on him.
Yeah, Caleb's been pretty excited here this spring training. Of course, a dream season for him last year, making it to the postseason, then having his first child. But it's been fun talking with him. Still has that great look in his eye. He's very excited to be here, and there's a great opportunity for Caleb once again to get back in the big leagues. But you look at Ryan Lavarnway, there's a lot of concern about the depth for catching in this organization. Went out and got a couple big leaguers, former big leaguers, Lavarnway and JP Arancibia. And, you know, if you want to help develop some young pitching, you need some good catchers. And they're hoping that, you know, in AAA, one of these veteran guys will go down there and help them, you know, hopefully make it to the big leagues. There's a look at JP Arancibia. Started his career with the Blue Jays, went down to Texas, but up and down here offensively, had some struggles. But he's a veteran guy, and he knows what he's doing back there, and he's, you know, always talking, wanting to help everyone out. Lavarn Way much the same.
Split time between AAA and the major leagues. The Red Sox went to the Cubs and then never got to play in the Cubs uniform as the Orioles picked him up off waivers from the Cubs in December of last year. So he really didn't know where he was going to be for a while there. He was all over the place. And now back here where he's got a shot at adding. And Buck Showalter, as Mike said, hoping he'll be one of those who contributes either at this level or the minor league level to the advancement of the young pitchers. Lavarn Way is 27 years old. 3-2 the count, 2 down. And Whitley gets it in, and he went up and got it and fouled it off hard outside of third.
Turning and burning right there. Lavarn Way, good power. I've seen him a couple weeks now. Looks like he has an inside-out approach, but when he gets the head out, he can thump the baseball. He is a big, strong kid.
Three ball, 2 strike count will be coming again from Whitley, and that one's going to be up high. So Whitley, who has had deep counts and now a couple of walks, continues searching for that consistency in the strike zone. 1 on and 2 down, and that will bring up Jonathan Schoop. Jonathan, of course, expected to be the starter at second base for the Orioles, the youngster who has had to learn his craft at the major league level.
Yeah, pretty impressive year for him last season, defensively especially. Buck Showalter raved about him. You heard him time and time again talk about the best double play arm in the game, and he turned some spectacular double plays with Hardy and the rest of this infield. But you know, Jonathan Schoop, the average might not have been there last year, but 16 home runs, and you figure he's just going to get better and better. He's only 22, 23 years old, so the experience from last year certainly will help him. He's having a pretty good spring so far as his at-bats. Hit a home run the other day.
Wind blowing that one over towards the bullpen area, and that is where it will end up. And Schoop will come back. For Jonathan, so far on the spring, he's had 1 hit, 9 at-bats, and just look to pick up on that. Couple of RBIs coming with that home run. There's no question he's got some power.
Yeah, huge power. I mean, when he figures out, what pitchers are trying to do to him, he's going to be very effective. Defensively, man, oh man, he hasn't missed a beat. He has looked incredible out in the field.
He lays off that one from Whitley. Runner on at first base. Defining that strike zone a little better this season obviously will help Schoop as far as the average RBI production is concerned. And will chase one away. So Whitley went a little further outside and will get his first strikeout of the ballgame. Orioles leave 1 on after 2. No score. Bordick back with you here in Sarasota. No score. First base coach of the Orioles, Wade Kirby, the ever popular, always great, one of the great chefs of all time in Major League Baseball, as well as coach, and takes care of the outfield. I read it just the way you told me.
Jack of all trades.
Wayne, great to have you with us. Thanks for joining us here. I got to ask you this one. When the talk came out about taking away the shift from Major League Baseball, what'd you think?
It's part of baseball. I didn't like it. You know, when I was coming up hitting, you had to learn to hit the ball on all fields, and it wouldn't bother me because I hit as a hit. But you know, it's totally different when it comes to guys that would hit with power. They still trying to beat the shift, and so far the odds are not good.
Hey, Wayne, some new outfielders in camp this year, but once again, the Orioles have kind of stockpiled them out there. There's some good-looking young players. What do you have to do to kind of introduce some of the new outfielders to the Orioles way?
Well, the Orioles way is catching ground balls, and I mean, Mike, you've been here the whole spring training. I think we catch more ground balls than the infielders, and you got to secure the ball, and once they understand that and understand what we're about, they come along real good.
Well, you have great leaders, right? Adam Jones out there.
Exactly.
So he seems to be leading the way, and he has not missed a beat.
No, he hasn't missed a beat. I mean, you know, you can look at the Gold Gloves. He's piling up, and he leads by example. He's coming out here working hard. His hands are soft, and he's covering his ground, and his arm is fresh. And the other guys got to pick up, and they're starting. Trust me, I hit them about 120 ground balls. We missed one, so you know, we can get better.
Can you talk a bit about and the strikeout taken right there? So that'll be the second K for Chen. That was Ramon Flores, who's getting the start in left field. Gregorius, the shortstop, coming up. Talk about Snyder a bit and what you've seen so far.
Snyder is sneaky fast, and you know, I mean, just a solid outfielder. He can play both corners. His hands are good. Throws the ball on the base, and you know, he's very pleasant to work with. I mean, he listens to you. He does it in BP, shags hard, and I have no complaints. I can put him in left and right, and that's the beautiful thing about what we have going on right now. We got guys that can play left, guys that can play right. And it's almost like the auto part zone, the auto zone. You can put them anywhere.
Can you talk
about that play?
Yeah, talk about that play, Machado.
Manny Machado on a ball that had the Q on it came back into fair territory, and he got Gregorius.
Show off.
Right? Great concentration, though, by Manny. I mean, to be aware that ball potentially could come back in and then to get the out on that play that we've seen so many times in Manny's young career. Quick transfer and release. And, of course, that cannon.
He's special.
Yes, he is.
He's special.
All right, let's go to right field today, at least. And I'm sure there are going to be more than one playing right field this season. How about Delman Young in the outfield? Because we haven't seen him a lot there. A little bit last year, but not much.
Well, Delman snuck up on some people last year. And, you know, I remember Buck asking me during the season, I said, you comfortable? I said, Buck, I'm 100% comfortable. Once he went through a spring training through our system, and he applied himself real well. He looked in and paid attention to details, and I was happy with him.
That'll go to short. Hardy will make the play. And Wayne Kirby, we look forward again to a great season with you. Thanks so much for coming on board. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Gary and Mike.
Wayne Kirby, first base coach of the Orioles, who takes care of the outfielders. No score here. invite you to get your copy of the Orioles' all-new official legacy book, Baltimore Orioles 60 Years of Orioles Magic. The book features behind-the-scenes stories, photos from the team's first 6 decades, and a special foreword by our own Jim Palmer. All Orioles full or partial season plan members get 20% discount on purchasing the book. To reserve your copy, go to Orioles.com/book today. Sun-drenched crowd here in Sarasota, and no score as we go to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Each team has had only 1 hit. Whitley will stay on to probably work his final inning here in the 3rd. He has walked 2, struck out 1. Chen a walk and a couple of strikeouts so far as we go to the bottom half of the inning. For the Orioles, it'll be the top of the order. Manny Machado, after the fine defensive play, adding to a single and a stolen base that he had in the 1st inning.
Right now, player of the game, doing a little bit of everything.
Breaking ball by Whitley is going to be in there for a strike. He rounded first base the other day in a game here. He had a base hit, potential for an extra base, and I have to admit, I cringed for no reason. Right. He was perfectly fine, but seeing him go around that first base bag, all I could see was the replay of last year, the year before, and the problems he's had with the injuries. And it's like, slow down, Manny.
Right.
1-1 delivery. That's going to be off the glove in fair territory. Headley got a piece of it. Flores coming on, going to second base. Machado, shortstop Gregorius will pick it up and run it in, and Machado's on fire.
Another beautiful swing by Manny Machado. Pretty good effort right there by Headley at third base, but there's just too much air on this ball. He drops the head on it, down and in, 88 miles an hour, and his feet are active too. He was on that ball, but take a look at Manny's swing here. Boom, head right to the baseball, running hard. He saw it tip off Headley's glove, head down, and he is digging right there into easily second base. Nice day so far for Manny.
Good call, Paul Emmel, third base umpire, right on it. So here's Hardy. Orioles shortstop, runner at second base, and the pitch a strike on the outside corner. Machado now has both of the Oriole hits, the single and the double. The other base runners, Chris Davis and Ryan Lavarnway, both have picked up base on balls off Whitley. Outfield pretty much straight away. Infield will stay back, nobody out. And Whitley will miss up high with it. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
Interesting situation here. Buck Showalter kind of addressed this with the team early in spring training. No outs, runner at second base. So we give ourselves up, get a guy over at third. He wants to improve the number with the runners scoring from third base with less than 1 out. So 1 out or less. So, he's been kind of throwing this around with some of his veteran hitters. But early in a ball game, things are looked at a little bit differently. A pitcher might be thinking that J.J. Hardy might be trying to work that ball to the right side of the field. But J.J. Hardy has incredible power, and he could potentially ambush any pitcher. And that's why they have to be so careful. You're seeing right now, Whitley, a lot of off-speed pitches, trying to get him out in front, maybe roll over to the left side of the infield. But Hardy showing some good patience there.
2 change-ups in a row at about 78, 79 miles an hour by Whitley. Machado with a shortstop. De Gregorius behind him, trying to get as big a jump as he can off second base, and Whitley will turn around looking back. 2-ball, 2-strike count. J.J. Hardy had a great year last year in getting runners home. He hit .315 with runners in scoring position for the Orioles. Adam Jones was up there in that regard with a .320 mark. Pitch will be taken outside, so Whitley, off-speed pitches, a breaking ball away, and the count will go to 3-2. We'll see if Whitley decides to challenge J.J. Hardy or again tries the breaking ball or off-speed pitch.
Well, he loves his off-speed stuff. Open base. I'd be surprised if he throws another change.
3-2 delivery, 1 outside with it walked in. That is the third walk. The Orioles have 2 on. Because of a solar outage, viewers of today's Masson HD game may experience a temporary disruption. A solar outage, a phenomenon that occurs when the sun crosses the equator, traces an arc that places it directly behind the broadcast satellite used for transmitting our game. Sun's powerful solar radiation interferes with the microwave frequencies used to communicate with the satellite. Try not to laugh. Essentially swamping the signal from the satellite for a brief period. These are usually brief, so be patient. Now I know why I couldn't get my toaster to work. Damn solar outage. I had the peanut butter out and everything. I turned the toaster on, nothing. I was like, what's the problem here? Little did I know we had a solar outage.
Oh, my. I've had a lot of solar outages lately.
Oh, my gosh. The bird's gone. Chris Davis, the Orioles have 2 on here with a double by Machado and the walk. J.J. Hardy, third given up by Whitley. The Orioles left 2 on in the first inning. Another runner on at first in the second. Now here again, they've got 2 on. Davis drew a walk his first time up. Chris will lace that one to second base. Taylor made, maybe. Drew, relay. They got the double play. Over to third goes Machado.
A pretty routine-looking double play by this new infield, middle infield. Steven Drew. A lot of time at second base, but handled that one routinely. Take a look at Didi Gregorius on the turn on this ball. Gregorius. Strong arm right there. Took his time, but showed off that strong arm he possesses to complete the double play.
So with 2 away and a runner at third here in the scoreless game, here is Adam Jones. He'll get it to short. Gregorius is right there. And that's the inning. Whitley works his way again out of a jam. No runs, 1 hit, runner left on. We've completed 3 in our game from Sarasota. No score. Second spring training outing and another good one. He gives up only 1 hit in 3 innings. Walked 1, struck out 2. So for Chen now in the spring, second game worked. First one, 2 innings and only 1 hit and no runs. Looked pretty good.
Yeah, really good. I mean, here Dave Wallace talking about him working on his changeup. Threw some really good ones in this ball game, but you see that really clean, efficient deliveries in there. Just adding on a few more pitches. Here didn't quite get to that pitch count that he wanted, but Wei-Yin Chen is all about repeating the delivery, executing the fastball, the ability to work it in and out. And if this changeup comes along, he could potentially have a better year than he had last season.
So the Orioles get a new pitcher and one whose role yet to be defined here this spring.
Yeah, Kevin Gausman, interesting season for him last year. Time in the bullpen, time as a starter, up and down through the minor leagues. Finished with a 3.57 earned run average. Really kind of found himself in the second half of the season. Understood he could just not overpower teams with that fastball. He can get it up there to 97, 98 miles an hour. But it's all about location. So he's working down in the zone, dotting the fastball at the knees, and of course the great changeup he possesses. Working on the breaking ball as well. Primarily a 2-pitch pitcher, but it's trying to spin the ball a little bit better here in this camp.
Chase Headley will lead it off for the Yankees as we go to the 4th inning. 0-2-0 for the Orioles. 0-1-0 for the Yankees. Headley had the base hit for the Yankees with 2 down in the first inning. Orioles outfield swung around a little bit towards right. The wind keeps changing up here. Right now it's blowing in from left field. And just missed on the outside. For Kevin Gausman, this is his second appearance. He worked an inning against the Tigers. Struck out 1, giving up only 1 hit. 1-1. Got that one on the meat of the bat. Adam Jones and Headley's got both hits for the Yankees. This one a leadoff single.
Pretty good swing right there. And to Kevin Gausman. Gausman showing the good fastball. First one at 95 and 93. But Headley right there waiting.
Headley on for Mark Teixeira. That will get the infield switch on. Not all the way around, though, with that runner at first base. Machado moves over to short. Hardy moves almost behind second base. And Teixeira will take the pitch up high for a ball. Not much question. We were talking earlier about the initial pronouncement that maybe there'd be some discussion about not allowing these defensive shifts to take place. That's kind of just gone by the wayside for the moment. Probably forever.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a serious discussion at any time.
No, I don't think so. I think you throw things out there and see what the response is, and most people said, hey, it's not up to the defense. We're just playing the tendencies. Yeah. It's up to the hitter to make the adjustment. Prove you can go the other way.
Right in the middle as they move the shift all the way around, and Teixeira's got a base hit. So after the first pitch, Hardy actually moved over to the second base side, and somehow Teixeira still found room.
Yeah, here it is. Hardy was over on the shortstop side, slides over to the second base side, but hit hard enough and perfect placement. Get out of the reach of Hardy and Jonathan Scope there as well.
So the Yankees get a couple on against Kevin Gausman here in the 4th inning. And that will bring up John Ryan Murphy. Murphy, the catcher, popped out his first time up. McCann, of course, will be behind the plate as the Yankees starting catcher. All goes well when they open up. Pitches just down low. Lavarnway finds it right underneath him, though, and holds the runners.
Now, McCann, for the Yankees, could be the guy that they turn to for that extra leadership without Derek Jeter there. I think there's going to be some question marks, and McCann has definitely proven to be a good leader in the past. Last year was one of those learning years for him, and I think he's going to take charge and really help try to lead this team back to the postseason.
Yankees have, at least for the moment, decided there'll be no further captain, and there may never be another captain. Jeter could be the last one. I mean, captaincies any longer don't exist around baseball,
right.
Really. Very few.
Very rare.
Yep. The players changing uniforms as often as they do in this modern age of baseball. Getting a player like Jeter who stays in one place for a career just doesn't happen very much. Pitch taken down low for a ball. Murphy, young, he's only 23 years old, in his home and where he was born and raised, right here in Bradenton, Florida, just across the line. Connecting city here with Sarasota, and of course Bradenton, the home of the Pittsburgh Pirates spring training site. Ground ball to short. It'll be a tough one. Hardy for one. Relay over, and they got it. Double play turned over to third Headley, but there are 2 down.
And a beautiful play. We've seen J.J. Hardy do this 3 Gold Gloves in a row. Catches it off that right foot, stays on it, get behind the baseball. And Jonathan Scope, the strong arm to complete the double play. He turned some beautiful ones. Great defense. And J.J. Hardy is pretty much the backbone on the infield.
Great combination right there in Hardy and Scope up the middle. That'll bring Pirella to the plate. He reached on a walk, stole a base. His first time up. 2 down. Headley now on at third base. Kevin Gausman, first inning of work, and he'll take the pitch inside for a ball.
Well, getting that ground ball right there from Kevin Gausman is a sign of his maturity. Not panicking, not thinking he has to do more to try to get an out on the board. Just executes his pitch and trusts the defense behind him. And here you are. It looked like he was in big trouble. Next thing you know, 2 outs and almost out of this inning.
That's why Forever in baseball, that double play has been called the pitcher's best friend. Takes you out of a lot of jams. 2-0 count. Perella, veteran last year, 7 games with the Yankees. The rest of it at Scranton Wilkes-Barre AAA. Foul tipped that one into the mitt. Perella's still young. He's only 25 years old. He was signed as a free agent, non-drafted way back, 2006. He's played about everywhere last season. First, second, short, left, center, right, and DH at the AAA level. 2-1 delivery by Gausman, and he'll just miss inside.
Well, that's a pretty good take right there. Great changeup from Gausman, 85 miles an hour after he rushed up a 95 mile an hour fastball. Perella didn't even flinch.
Kevin, another one of those pitchers Dave Wallace was talking about earlier, to trying to keep the countdown on, pitch count. Gets that one in at the knees for a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Runner on at third base. Jeff Gosney, our home plate umpire. Bill Welke, Paul Emmel, and Will Little, the umpiring crew for our spring training game here in Sarasota. Perella on the 3-2, got a short, a chopper to Hardy. Davis there, and that's that. No runs, 2 hits. First 2 were on for the Yankees. They leave a runner at third. No score. And Orioles here at Smith Stadium in Sarasota. Wei and Chen made the start for the Orioles. No runs, a hit, walked 1, struck out 2. And he joins us with Louis Chow, his interpreter now after the ball game. Great to have you with us, guys. Weigh in, give us your own assessment of how you threw today.
谈一下今天你自己对今天表现。
身体上面感觉还不错啊，然后就是变化球种也都感觉都还不错，只是圈角有时候变速有时候感觉普通而已，然后有时候没有办法去抓到控球点这样子。
Overall, I feel pretty good, and I try out all my breaking ball and changeup. Sometimes my changeup wasn't all that consistent, but overall, I think it's good. Maybe my comment on changeup could be better.
Well, can you talk about that changeup a little bit? I was talking to Wayne yesterday, and he said that he changed his grip a little bit. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
那就是说，他之前有听你说你变速球的握法好像有点改变，那可不可以稍微谈一下？
没有，就只是因为之前都是丢 circle， 然后 circle 的感觉有时候就是很容易手就直接开掉，那只是就是希望不是用 circle 的感觉，然后就是尽量就是握五指这样子，然后希望可以就是转速会比较快一点，然后去改变那个速度这样子。
Well, I used to throw a circle changeup, but with that, my body flies open often. So this year, I try more like a palm ball way of grip, and that helps me to control it more and help me to get a change of speed.
Pitch on the way to Wieters. He'll foul it off. 2-2 the count on him. Ismael Rogers on to pitch for the Yankees. Wei and Buck, the manager would like to have each starter extend themselves by a couple of outs per game from last year. Think you can do that?
那他说 ，Buck 希望今年每位先发投手都能够比去年再多投长1-2个人次，你觉得你有办法做到吗？
当然希望可以，就是今年感觉都还不错，那希望就是既然今年自己也希望就是可以丢长一点，那希望就是可以把球速控制在可以的范围之内。那去年有时候就是投球数量太多，然后没有办法去拉长局数。那接下来就只是想要就是把球速控制住，然后可以拉长局数这样子。
Yes, that's also what I want to achieve this year. Because last year during the game, sometimes I waste a lot of pitches. So that this year I hope I can get hitters out within fewer pitches, so I can get through maybe 6 or 7 innings with fewer pitch counts.
Well, Chris Tillman, back-to-back years where he threw over 200 innings. I heard Miguel Gonzalez talking that's a goal of his coming into this season. He'd love to get to 200 innings. Does Wayne have that type of expectation?
那他说 Tillman 去年有丢了差不多200局，那他听说今年Miguel Gonzalez 的目标也是要丢200局，那你觉得你有没有这样的一个期望？
我的目标也是200 200。
Me too. I want to throw 200 innings.
Wei and Chen, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Congratulations. A couple of good outings this spring. And thank you, Lewis, for acting as the interpreter. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gary.
Wei and Chen. That was Wei and saying thank you, Gary. I'm going to get him this year, I swear. He can speak English extremely well, but I'm all for him because he keeps people employed as interpreters. And I mean that. I congratulate him. It's great that he cares to do that. But if you had to in an emergency, if the ship's going down and you need instructions, Wei and Chen can give them in English. Swung out and missed, so Rogers comes on. Young, a strikeout victim. He strikes out the first 2 that he faces. 29-year-old right-hander, Ishmael Rogers.
Yeah, Ishmael Rogers, good fastball. A lot of life right here. Paints it on the inside corner. Delman Young just swinging over the top of that pitch. Ishmael, another one of these versatile pitchers that the Yankees have. He can throw him in the bullpen. He can spot start. And he, too. You know, I think Joe Girardi looking at pitchers like Whitley and Rogers potentially in the rotation if you know, Sabathia and Tanaka don't come back when they expect.
2 down, nobody on. Here is Snyder. He'll go after an off-speed delivery. Well delivered that time. It'll be Tanaka, Pineda, Sabathia, Ivan Nova, Nathan Eovaldi, who will be the starting 5 probably for the Yankees. And I haven't heard anybody yet who doesn't believe at least 2 of those are going to go down within the first within the first 2 months because of injuries. So that's why the depth on this staff of the Yankees matters so much. Play made by Drew, a 1-2-3 inning for Rogers out of the bullpen. It remains scoreless here in Sarasota. it's time. Single game tickets for the season go on sale tomorrow morning beginning at 10 a.m. You can lock in your tickets now for the best games of the upcoming season. Plan for a Birdland summer. Tickets are available at Orioles.com or at the Oriole Park Ticket Office, the York Galleria Team Store, or by calling 888-848-BIRD. So don't miss out. Best games upcoming season. Go to Orioles.com/tickets for details. Single game tickets on sale tomorrow morning at 10. With Mike Bordick, I'm Gary Thorne. Great to have you with us for our spring training broadcast here on Masson. No score, the Yankees and the Orioles. Yankees 3 hits, the Orioles 2. Both teams have had their chances. Yankees have left 3 on base, 2 in scoring position. The Orioles have left 4 with a couple in scoring position. Kevin Gausman on to work the second inning in relief against the Yankees, and Stephen Drew, bottom third of the order. Judge and then Flores will be due up against him. Showed bunt will take the strike on the outside corner. Kevin Gausman, when his role is talked about, starter or reliever this season, one of the things that helps the Orioles, the flexibility is already shown in the ability to work out of the bullpen. Now, he may not want that. I mean, he wants to be a starter, but he's shown he can pitch in relief if needed.
Absolutely. Another one of the versatile arms. He has the attitude. He'll do whatever it takes. He wants to be here and be a part of this team. And he had great success out of the bullpen for the Orioles. And also saw some success as a starter. So I think what he wants to do is be here. He doesn't want to be bouncing around again, and I think the Orioles would like him to be here as well, and hope there's an opportunity for him to eat up some innings.
2-2 delivery, that's going to be fouled back. You saw the shift being put on here against Stephen Drew, so he's got that whole third base line to lay down a bunt that he wanted to. 2-2. It's a little different in spring training. You know, you're trying to get your at-bats in and get your swings in and work on that. Does go the other way on this one. Long chase, Snyder looking, and that'll end up in the bullpen.
You see a lot of hitters that face this shift in spring training and actually do work on, what they give themselves one pitch to try to lay a bunt down. I saw Chris Davis do it in the first game he played. They put a big shift on, and you have to show that to keep teams honest, I think. And plus, guys can become very good. I think Chris Davis is a good enough athlete to where he can pick up hits and get on base and put some pressure on the defense in that regard. And if you can get them to start swinging back around a little bit, he hits into more shifts than anybody in the game. Yep. But if you can keep him honest and he can show that he'll lay a bunt down or use the whole field like we saw him in 2012, it'll open up more holes for him and you see that batting average climb.
That'll go the other way and be hauled in by Snyder. So Drew is retired. There'll be lots of changes. You're going to need a scorecard this season when you go around Major League Baseball for players and coaches, as the Yankees now have Jeff Pentland working with Joe Girardi as their new hitting coach. He, of course, has been around the major leagues and around baseball for a long time. Not new to it, but new in that spot to the Yankees as their hitting coach this season. Judge up. He will take the pitch down low for a ball. And in this day and age where the offenses are down all around Major League Baseball, hitting coaches draw a lot more attention than they once did because everybody's looking for offense and figure if you're the coach, you must be the one who can generate it.
Right? Yeah, it is a tough job when hitters don't have the success. And unfortunately, the hitting coach usually takes the fall for that. But pitchers are tough nowadays, and we've seen that. Some starters go 5 or 6 innings. They load up their bullpen with guys that throw 95 to 100 miles an hour. So,
another great play made by Machado, this time backing up instead of coming in. Judge retired.
And also the great defense taking away hits from offensive players. See another good one by Manny.
Again, that range factor, which is now one of the statistics used in this day and age of the sabermetricians, trying to figure out how do you judge range defensively, especially on an infielder. It's very difficult. It's somewhat subjective, trying to define what balls you should have gotten to, could have gotten to, might have gotten to, can't get to.
Even harder now with the shift.
Yeah, very.
Unless they attach like a GPS on players' belts or something and show actually how far they have to go to a ball, things like that.
You've done it now.
Yeah, right? Hey, that might be something we can work on.
I think so. Maybe we can get a company going here. You could actually do that, though. That's not a bad idea. It would show you the range that a player is actually moving to get to a ball, and over the time of a season, they'd be able to see exactly how far players defensively could go. He got fooled on that one. Thought it was going to be a strike. It ended up high, and it was too late to hold back. Flores, a strikeout victim, his first time up, 2 down, nobody on here in the 5th inning. Pitcher's game so far. Yankees O's. 1-2.
There's so much about range. It isn't about natural speed. It's more about that first step, the quickness. And both Wayne Kirby and Bobby Dickerson talked to their players about pre-pitch, having your feet active. When your feet come off the ground, as soon as they hit, and they stay active, they're going to be able to react a little bit quicker when the ball gets into the hitting zone. J.J. Hardy is really good at that. Manny Machado continues to work at that. Scope and Davis as well. But even outfielders. I mean, Adam Jones, if you put him up against some of the fastest guys in the league, he might not be there at the top, but he gets great jumps and great pursuit angles on the baseball. That's why he's such a great defender in center field. And J.J. Hardy the same way. It's unbelievable how tight their lines are to baseballs. When they see it, they're able to react and respond. That first step is so important for those veteran players.
Flores got a second chance after that last pitch looked real close. Lavarnway coming over near the dugout, and that'll end up in the dugout. So Flores will keep his at-bat alive against Kevin Gausman. Wind again blowing either in or out towards left field, depending on the moment here today. So that may have got pushed a little bit. Flores back to the plate. 3-ball, 2-strike count. Gregorius, leadoff batter, is on deck if Flores can keep the inning going. Gausman's delivery to him, and he'll miss outside. So the first walk surrendered by Gausman. Chen gave up one as well. That one a 2-out walk here in the 5th inning. I thought Wei and Chen made a good point. We're talking about Buck Showalter and the focus on his pitchers, especially starters, to try and get 2 extra outs this year. And Wei and Chen realizing that I may have messed around with hitters a little too much, throwing too many pitches away intentionally or out of the strike zone. So this year, concentrate on throwing more strikes in order to go deeper into a ballgame.
Yeah, be more aggressive. I think trusting your defense is big. You certainly want to make quality pitches. You just don't want to pump a fastball in there down the middle or hang a breaking ball at all. So, these guys, they need to make good pitches. They need to execute their pitches, put the ball in play. This is a Gold Glove defense, and you take a look at the starting pitchers last year. Their average outs per start in 2014, Tillman leading the way with 18.3. But look at the average in the American League, 17.8, and that's right where the Orioles starters have been. So if they can increase that a little bit, and I think ultimately saving the Orioles bullpen is huge, keeping them fresh, and we saw when they're healthy how dominant they can be out there as well. So eat up some innings.
You're looking for that 18 to 20 outs. That's what Buck Showalter's impressed on the starting staff. He'd love to see them all get to 20. That would be almost 3 above the major league average. So you're probably not going to get that out of everybody. But boy, if you could get a couple even of the starters to get to that 20 out mark, you, as Mike says, you save yourself one reliever in that ball game. That middle guy who's got to get you through that 6th and into or through the 7th inning.
Right. And Buck Showalter talks about this time and time again. There have been situations over the last couple of years where they were a little bit worried about the strength of the bullpen if they were going to get used up too early, but it's guys like T.J. McFarland that would come in and really eat up some innings and bite the bullet.
So good job by Kevin Gausman. Base runner left stranded again, and it remains 0-0. Stadium in the spring training hub of the Orioles here in Sarasota. Another full house on hand. Wei-Yin Chen, the Orioles starter, keeping the bird aroused as he pitched really well. But this has been about pitchers and not hitters in this ball game. We're in Sarasota, where if you're not here, you're there. Either place is a darn good place to be. Gary Thorne and Mike Bordick with you. No score. We'll get a new pitcher coming on for the Yankees, as it'll be Brandon Pinder.
Take a look at his numbers last year, splitting time between AA and AAA. 29 games, 4 starts for him, a 3-0 record, a 2.06 earned run average. Pretty good arm right there. 29 hits given up, 37 punch-outs, just 9 walks for Pinder.
Ismael Rogers worked an inning, couple of strikeouts. Whitley worked 3, gave up 2 hits, no runs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Ryan Lavarnway will lead it off against the 26-year-old right-hander out of Corona, California, and Cal State University at Long Beach, California. Lavarnway, Scope, and then Manny Machado. Lavarnway drew a walk first time up in the ballgame. Pitch will be in there for a strike. Pinder, selected by the Yankees, 2011 16th round pick. 0-1 count, works out of the stretch, high set, and it will miss down low for a ball. Already here in this spring training season, we have seen the injuries starting to pile up. Every day it seems as though there are, not for the Orioles, but around Major League Baseball. It just seems like every day you look at the end of it, there are 2 or 3 or more players with substantial injuries. Foul tip that time by Lavarnway. Yu Darvish, Texas, of course, may be out for the year. Erickson Profire, shoulder season, out for the season. Cliff Lee now says he may need an operation, and that may end his career. He's been talked about as someone other teams might want to acquire. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. That's hit hard, base hit. He got that one in the swing zone, and Lavarnway is on with a leadoff single here in the 5th inning. Well, the Junior Orioles Dugout Club is back, and it's the Birdland's best value in family entertainment. Kids 14 and under. Tickets to 10 games, club hat, membership card, sports bag, and more. And it's only $25. Members even get exclusive giveaway items at the game, and family and friends get tickets starting as low as $6 with a chance to upgrade. Find out about the Junior Orioles Dugout Club at Orioles.com/Dugout Club or 888-848-BIRD. Jonathan Scope struck out his first time up. Will take the pitch inside for a ball. The Tigers, Cabrera and Martinez, Miguel Cabrera, Victor Martinez, both struggling through some injuries. They're going to try and get back by the end of spring training, but whether or not they're ready for opening day is now very much in question. Foul back. San Francisco, Hunter Pence got the broken arm. He's going to be out for a while. He won't make opening day. Chris Sale, foot injury. He hopes to be back for the White Sox by the end of the month. But major injuries around Major League Baseball again, as was true last year in spring training.
Yeah, pretty crazy. I heard Encarnacion did a little something with Toronto yesterday as well. So, you know, Dan Duquette really hit the nail on the head first day in spring training. He talked to the guys, and he said the most important thing in spring training is to leave here healthy. I mean, that is the goal of every team, but obviously the injuries happen, so you have to be prepared. And I think that's something that the Orioles have proven that they have been prepared over the last couple years. They keep reaching down into the minor leagues. They create that depth. They bring in some free agents to fill up that AAA roster, and the guys that they bring up, you know, help them win ball games.
Runner is going to go, throw down, and not in time. So Lavarnway takes off as Murphy had trouble finding the baseball as it trickled behind him, and the Orioles get a runner in scoring position.
There you go. Just kind of bounces away from Murphy as he turns his head. Lavarnway thinking he can get there. It ends up being a pretty close play, but a nice job advancing, getting himself in the scoring position.
So nobody out, 2-2 count on Jonathan Scope, and a runner on at second base. Outfield pretty deep, infield back here in the scoreless ball game in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Pinder's delivery to him, that's going to be to the gap. They're not going to catch that one. It'll be chased down by Young all the way to the wall. Lavarnway will score into second base. Jonathan Scope, a double, an RBI, and an Orioles lead.
Nice job by Lavarnway getting himself in a scoring position, but boy, Jonathan Scope getting on another 95-mile-an-hour fastball, just dropping the head. Looked like a pretty easy, effortless swing, too, and that ball just carried out to the gap. Beating the center fielder, Young. Well, got some giddy up to it. A couple bounces up against the wall. Lavarnway able to basically just walk home. Jonathan Scope looking pretty good at the dish right now.
So Jonathan Scope gets his third spring training RBI. And the Orioles plate the first run of the ball game. Here's Manny Machado, already a great day. He's doubled, singled, stolen a base. He will take the pitch for a strike on the inside corner. Manny today. There you see the at-bat, first inning. Got the base hit, got the stolen base, ended up stranded at third. Came away with a double. That was in the third inning. That went off Headley's glove at third base. And he has shined on a couple of defensive plays. That one's going to miss. 1-1 from Pinder.
Yeah, Manny doing it all today. Maybe getting the legs going a little bit. It'd be nice to see him run during the season. Of course, the Orioles not known for the stolen bases. It's a power team. Play for the long ball, but be good to be able to advance with some, sneak up and steal some bases, get themselves in the scoring position.
That's going to be a base hit. Coming on is Young. Coming around is Scope. Here's the throw to the plate and the tag, and he's safe. Got to the outside to Jonathan Scope on the slide, and an RBI single. Machado for a 2-0 Orioles lead.
Another good piece of hitting by Manny Machado, just staying hard to the middle. Jonathan Scope getting a good jump. Young, nice aggressive job coming up to get that baseball, but it was Murphy that came too far up in front of home plate and then tries to get that swipe tag on Scope, but back corner opened up and Scope able to get that foot in there safely.
Well, what a day for Manny Machado. He gets his first RBI this spring, but a 3-hit game with a double, 2 singles. And now a run batted in, and the Orioles have a 2-0 lead coming off Pinder. J.J. Hardy a walk, and he has flied out. Throw over to Manny to get him back to the bag, and this is what happens. I mean, Manny Machado not noted for running, but he steals a base in the first inning. Now they start thinking about it.
Yeah, new year. Hey, maybe they're taking the shackles off Manny, letting him run a little bit, so just keep him in check. Quick pickoff move there.
Inside corner strike taken by J.J. Hardy. Orioles now with 2 runs on 5 hits in the ballgame. There is Scope, who made a nice slide coming in order to get away on that swipe tag. Pretty good lead over there. Machado is taking an extra step. There, he fakes the go, and the pitch is inside for a ball, so he's being pretty aggressive out there as a base runner.
Well, it's good to see, extending the lead a little bit. One thing the Orioles had a problem with, especially the first half of last season, was the ability to go first and third. Second half, they really turned it on a little bit, but there, Manny getting extended, putting some pressure on. Hey, you can potentially beat out a potential ground ball that takes a shortstop in the hole, so nice job. Extend the lead. They can get back there safely, step in a dive away. Of course, Wayne Kirby right there in his ear, and there's third base coach Bobby Dickerson relaying the signs.
Still a good lead. There he goes up the middle, and a base hit. With a runner going, J.J. Hardy put one right between the infielders. Drew was moving over to cover second. Gregorius moving that way on the ball, and somehow it found a hole. First and third.
Nice aggressive baseball here by the Orioles. A little hit and run. J.J. Hardy, he isn't going to try to beat that ball on the ground. He wants to smoke it, and he did right back up the middle. Drew even slid over there to cover, so he had a better chance at that ball, but just out of the reach of both Stephen Drew and Didi Gregorius. Nice job of hitting. Good running by Manny Machado.
So the 2 create some offense and a chance again for Chris Davis. Drew a walk in the first inning, hit into a double play in the third. So Chris again with runners in scoring position here in this 5th inning. Already 2 runs in. Davis on the big cut. We're talking about the injuries. Another one that, especially in the American League East, that's going to be very big. Marcus Stroman has got a torn left ACL and is out for the year with Toronto.
Wow.
And that is the last thing the Blue Jays wanted to hear. They and the Red Sox, on many prognosticators' maps, have been up there at the top of the American League East. But Stroman was going to be a big part of that staff, and he's out for the year. Wow.
Boy, they have had some rough years here recently with some injuries to their rotation.
Davis with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Machado's over at third base. J.J. Hardy on at first. Infield back and in a shift. Big cut on a pitch down and away. Good location by Pender to get ahead 1-2.
A lot of life on that fastball. 95 miles an hour. Looks like a little tailing action working itself away from Chris Davis. Of course, Lavarnway and Scope getting things going. They jumped on 95-mile-an-hour fastballs.
Pender's delivery on the way to Davis. That'll be way up high. That one got away from him. And the count goes to 2-2. For Pender last year, he ended up with 29 starts on the year between Trenton, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, and the Gulf Coast League Yankees on the disabled list for a good part of the season. And that's why he didn't get a lot of games in. Davis can't believe that one, but he's gone.
Like a little backdoor slider here to Chris Davis. They wanted it down and in. I think it just stayed away. Catcher setting up in. Missed his spot by about 1.5 feet, but still gets the call on the outside corner.
So now, double play ground ball could get Pender out of the inning, having surrendered only 2. Adam Jones has popped up, and he has grounded out. Talked about how Adam was one of the best hitters last year at .320 on the Orioles with runners in scoring position. Ball put up in the air. Runner will tag at third, but the shortstop's going to handle it. Gregorius is there. He'll run it back in to hold both Machado and Hardy, and Jones is the second out of the inning.
Well, this is the type of situation that Buck needed to wants this team to capitalize on. Be more consistent with a runner at third base. You know, you get less than an out over there, a sac fly, something hard to the middle, be able to pick them up. You got a battle with 2 strikes, and you got a Davis strikeout, and then a pop up to the infield here from Adam Jones. So it's just a matter of concentration or what it is Buck would love this team to get a better number there. Now they were pretty good. I think they were right up around 50%, pretty much right where the league average was. But Buck made a point at the beginning of the spring that it wasn't too long ago where teams averages were like up around 70% with a runner at third base and less than 2 outs, try to get him in from there. So why can't the Orioles do that? You know, so finding a way to just bear down a little bit, have that focus, know what the pitcher's going to offer you, and see where the defense is, you can capitalize on a lot of scoring opportunities.
Into the shift, Matt Wieters, and he'll be retired as Drew makes the play. But the Orioles, a couple of runs. One of them, Jonathan Scope, delivering the RBI double. He would end up scoring on a follow-up single by Machado, and the Orioles lead it 2-0. Action from Sarasota. The Orioles are going to welcome the Rays, and our coverage on Masson will begin at 1. Be sure to log into MassonSports.com all spring long for daily news and notes from the Orioles spring training. Gary Thorne and Mike Bordick back here at Ed Smith Stadium. Good ball game. The Orioles get on top by a score of 2-0. And we'll continue to get the pitching changes. Here's Jason Garcia.
Jason Garcia, Rule 5 from the Boston Red Sox. Last season pitched in Single A. 14 games, 3-2, 3.70 earned run average. But he is well liked around here. Great arm, great delivery. Get that fastball up in the mid-90s, has real good secondary pitches, and this guy has a real good shot eventually making this team out of the bullpen. It's a matter of numbers, I think, when you look at the arms that the Orioles already have down there. But Buck Showalter, Wallace, Chidi, they love Garcia. They love the way the ball comes out of his hand.
You saw Ryan Flaherty come into play at shortstop, but J.P. Arancibia now is working behind the plate. 2 changes for the Orioles with Hardy and Lavarnway coming up. And here is Chris Young. Batting second in the lineup. He has popped out, grounded out. Headley and Teixeira will follow against the 22-year-old. Born in the Bronx, New York. Lives in Florida now. Pitch is taken on the inside corner for a strike. Garcia, pronounced ground ball pitcher throughout his minor league career.
J.J. Hardy talking with the Orioles' new hitting coach, Scott Coolbaugh.
0-2 count. Fastball that went away. The instructions never end. The analysis by the players. Here's the 0-2 delivery. Garcia comes in, and will be bounced off the catching mask of J.P. Arancibia. 94-mile-an-hour fastball up on the radar gun here at Ed Smith Stadium.
Yeah, real good arm. Tough to pick up. I saw him on some videotape when the Orioles signed him, and he looked good, and everybody was really raving about how fluid and clean his delivery is and repeatable. And when you see a young kid with that much poise and an exceptional delivery, and of course that strong arm that he possesses, I mean, the eyes light up. So I think it's a great opportunity, obviously, for him and the Orioles. He can maybe find a spot on this team.
1-2 delivery on the way to Young, and he'll put it up in the air. Behind second base, Jonathan Scope, now the wind blowing it in, and he will put it away. 1 down, 6th inning. Experience Oriole Park in an exciting new way when you pick up the Oriole Park 5-bagger suite program. It's one low price, all-inclusive, fully catered suite, 5 games, including games against the Yankees or Red Sox. Parking, VIP treatment, and more. No better way to entertain clients or colleagues and make a statement. 410-547-6173 or go to Orioles.com/suites. Chase Headley will take it away. Headley has had 2 of the 3 Yankee hits, a couple of singles. Teixeira a base hit as the other hit the Yankees have put up today. 1-0 count, 1 down, shift on against Headley. Scope out in shallow right field. And the pitch is there at the knees for a strike. Garcia in his minor league career has been noted as a ground ball pitcher, a predominant ground ball pitcher. Over 2 ground ball outs to every air out. That'll be away. He missed most of last year. Was on the DL starting on May 19 and was out for the rest of the season. So really working his way back into game shape here this spring.
Oh, pretty much. I think he went to the fall league and pitched. And the Red Sox were hoping, because of the injury he had, that he wouldn't be taken in the Rule 5 draft. They took a big chance. From what I understand, there were a lot of people upset when his name was out there. The Orioles are pretty happy to take a chance here this spring.
And the delivery is another heater. It'll be up high at 93 miles an hour. So Headley backing away from that one. With 1 away and the base is empty. And Mark Teixeira waiting on deck. 3 ball, 2 strike count. Garcia gets it in. put it in on the hands a little bit. It'll be fouled away by Headley.
A little cut action on that fastball. There's some really impressive arms here in this camp. Garcia, obviously one of them, but saw Hunter Harvey. Dylan Bundy's back from his surgery. He's throwing the ball pretty well. Of course, Kevin Gausman is still very young. But man, oh man, there's so much optimism. Dave Wallace and the organization about some of the great young arms that they have. He mentioned Tyler Wilson, who threw yesterday. He has been lights out here in this big league camp. So he'll probably get the opportunity in AAA, and he's a young kid as well. Tim Berry, Zach Davies.
Ball hit hard, deep to right field. Back goes Young at the wall and off the top of it. Gonna go for two. Here's the throw. Delman's off the mark. And Headley's 3 for 3. So he and Machado have been the hitting stars for their respective teams. Headley 2 singles and now a double.
Yeah, Headley swinging the bat very well. Stays short on the inside fastball. Pulls the hands in tight. Delman Young, pretty nice play right there. Able to get that ball one hop off the wall. If it's online, it's going to be pretty close.
Jonathan Galvez has come on as the pinch runner. So Headley's out of there. Very, very good day for him. Here is Mark Teixeira. Teixeira with one away, trying to get the Yankees on the board. Teixeira with a base hit in this game, 1 for 2. He is now 3 for 12 here in spring training. No home runs, no RBIs. Orioles keep the shift on against him. Runner at second. Machado forced to play a little closer to third. And Teixeira takes it away. Pickoff throw. Will be knocked down by Ryan Flaherty.
You do what you can to try to shorten up the runner, especially in scoring position. Quick snap throw from the knees. Really the intent, right, not to get an out. If it's there, it would be good. But just to let him know that the catcher will throw behind. Ryan Flaherty's right there. If you can get a half step, get him to shorten up that lead, might be able to cut that run down. Potential run scorer at the plate.
And that's a strike in the outside corner. Yankee offense looking to improve from last year when they finished up 13th in the American League in runs. They were 7th in home runs last season, next to last in on-base percentage. They've got to improve on those numbers to improve on the season and try and get back to the postseason where they haven't been for a couple of years. 3 ball, 1 strikeout, 1 away, and Teixeira will play, obviously, a big role in that if he can get the bat going and have a whole year out there on the field.
Yeah, Teixeira is huge for this Yankees team if they want to increase those power numbers. Headley as well. I mean, you know, we saw the 3 hits today, but when he was a younger player, he had some incredible power. He hit over 30 home runs with the Padres one year, so that power potential is there. And of course, short of right field at the stadium.
The American League East, most believe, is going to be a tough division to judge going into the year. Everybody's got holes of one sort or another. Trying to figure out who's going to be good, not easy. Breaking ball that didn't, and Garcia will surrender the walk to Teixeira. Does set up ground ball double play, first and second with 1 down. And we'll start to get the substitutions coming on now for both of these ball clubs. Kyle Roller comes on, and Teixeira's out of the ball game. So at this point of spring training, most teams continuing to give the starters 3 at-bats, trying to get 3 at-bats in and then get them out of the ball game. John Ryan Murphy doing the catching, 2 on, and the pitch is up high for a ball. Murphy has popped out, hit into a double play. The Orioles unable to turn 1 double play in the ball game, and the Yankees have picked up 1 as well. Yankees have had somebody on base in all but the 3rd inning. Kevin Gausman becomes a pitcher of record. The runs credited to him while he was on the mound. A couple of innings. Gave up no runs, 2 hits with a walk and 2 strikeouts for Gausman. Garcia's 1-0 delivery will be popped away foul late on the cut. Souvenir for the folks. Lot dressed in orange.
You see the veteran catcher J.P. Arencibia going out and talking to Garcia. Say, keep it down in the zone. Okay, so you give up a couple hits here. You're 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning. We saw Kevin Gausman minimize the damage with a big double play ball. Garcia can certainly do that as well. It's good life on his fastball. If it's down in the zone, good chance it's going to get topped.
Jackknife away from that inside. And the 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Infield double play depth for the Orioles against Murphy. He hit into that double play in the 4th inning. Now the Orioles would like to try and turn that again here in the top of the 7th inning. And the fastball will miss outside. So 3 ball, 1 strike count. Jose Pirela, who's the designated hitter in the ball game, is waiting on deck. Big pitch for Garcia. 1 ball away from loading him up, 1 ground ball away from ending the inning. Three-one pitch. He'll pop him up behind the plate, and that one's going to be out of play.
See so many of these young players that come into spring training games in 5th or 6th inning. Great opportunities for them. It's hard to control nerves, but this is where a manager like Girardi gets to get his eyes on a player. Probably seen reports, read reports, heard other coaches talk about guys, but these are golden opportunities for younger players, even if it's just to go in and pinch run. If you show you're aware of what's going on around you, if you're aggressive on the bases, you know how many outs there are. Those things stick in managers' heads, and who knows? You might get the call during the year because he's seen you before.
3-2 delivery, and did he tie him up on that one? An 84-mile-an-hour off-speed delivery with a little wrinkle, and that gets him out of there in a big strikeout.
Yeah, pretty good trust right there. Here's a 21-year-old kid, 3-2 count against the Yankees, and throws a slider in there for a strike. J.P. Arencibia giving him the glove acknowledgement. Nice job right there. Big out.
So now 2 down, 2 on. Jose Pirela is trying to walk, and he is grounded out. He's the DH. Alex Rodriguez not on this road trip, as you probably would expect. A-Rod will probably be in the DH role for the Yankees on opening day. May play a little third base, although he himself has said his mobility is not good. Joe Girardi knows that. The discussion about A-Rod will go on and on and on into the season. Delivery, Pirela will hit it up the middle. He's got a base hit. Adam Jones on the charge. He's up. Here's the throw. It's cut off. Runner back to third. So they held him up based on the arm of Adam Jones, who got to that in a hurry. The Yankees will load the bases. Pirela's base hit, but they do not get that run in.
Boy, that is such a huge play by Adam Jones. Good piece of hit and staying on top of the fastball, but look at how much distance he cuts down. He is right behind second base. Strong throw. Chris Davis there to cut the ball and almost throw behind the runner at third, but a beautiful play by Jones. Aware of the speed of that ball, what he's got to do to get to it, and of course his arm. Everybody in the league knows how strong and accurate his arm can be.
Joe Espada, the new third base coach for the Yankees, holding him up. So they load him up with 2 down. 5 hits now for the Yankees, 6 for the Orioles. Garcia works to Drew. He'll take it away for a ball. Drew has flied out twice to left field. Orioles with a 2-0 lead. The Yankees threatening here, basic, to tie this ball game up. Garcia's delivery, and that'll be a bloop going back. Jonathan Sculp. He's got room, and that's the inning. So Garcia works his way out of it. The Yankees, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. They leave the bases loaded, and it's 2-0 Orioles. telecast is presented by authority of the Baltimore Orioles and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Baltimore Orioles. Orioles protect that 2-0 lead, and we will get to see right-hander Jose Ramirez, 25-year-old out of the Dominican.
Yeah, here's a look at his numbers. Last season, appeared in 8 games, 0-2 record, 5.40 earned run average. Just 10 innings of work, gave up 11 hits, 10 strikeouts, 7 walks. Certainly love to bring that walk number down, have a better ratio there. So a little bit erratic. And pretty much a 2-pitch pitcher, fastball, slider.
Number of changes being made by the Yankees. We'll pick them up here as we move along. Roller's going to stay in, play at first base. Delman Young at the plate against Ramirez. Young has popped out and struck out there in the bottom half of the 6th. 2-6-0 for the Orioles, 0-5-0 for the Yankees. Stepping away on a pitch that's going to miss down low by Ramirez, 2-0. Cole Figueroa into the ball game at shortstop. That part of spring training game so enjoyed by all broadcasters in the history of Major League Baseball. The 2-0 delivery will be popped up in the air outside of first base. Rollers. He's got it. Snyder's come on to play at second base, wearing the interior lineman numbers of the NFL. As often happens in spring training games, they're just happy to play.
Exactly.
Get a look-see.
At least you get a number.
Yep. We have had games where people have played without a number. It's always exciting to see somebody take the field with no name nor number on the back of the uniform. And you take a look and you go, hey, there's another Yankee. Foul back by Travis Snyder. 95-mile-an-hour fastball registered from Jose Ramirez. Snyder's grounded out twice in the ballgame. Ramirez last year with the Yankees, 8 games, had an 0-2 record. AAA the rest of the year, and had pitched both AAA in Trenton and Scranton Wilkes-Barre the year before that, AA, AAA. Pitch is taken inside for a ball. Tommy Hunter in the bullpen for the Orioles. Snyder waiting on the 1-1. And that breaking ball is going to miss inside. 2-ball, 1-strike count. Yankee pitchers, only 3 walks. Whitley, the starter, gave them all up.
Snyder looking pretty calm in there. A couple good pitches on the inner third that he was able to lay off of. Obviously looking up and out over. They're a pretty healthy cut on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. And Snyder, one of these guys where when he first came up to the big leagues at such a young age, there was so much hope and optimism. Thought he was going to be very productive, 30-home run guy a year. Didn't quite work out for him. It's been, a constant battle, a struggle to stay healthy. And he's hoping this year. He had a great year last year with Pittsburgh, some really good numbers. And he's hoping that carries over and he can be real productive for this Orioles offense.
Last season is his first full year in the majors. He's 27 years old. It starts in right field and left. He was the opening day starter in right field for the Pirates, but the bat did not get going. Ended up fouling that one back again. As Mike said, going kind of back and forth. Is he a starter? Is he a bench player? Used as a pinch hitter primarily the year before last. And now the Orioles trying to figure out where's he fit.
And the thing about it is, you look at a player like Snyder. He's at just the prime age where, things start to click. And that's all it takes sometimes. Now, he's been through the league now for about 5 years, so he's seen a lot. He's had a lot of experience, whether it be going up and down, but he's been in the big leagues. He knows what it's all about, and he knows the things that he has to do to try to stay consistent. And a lot of times it takes players, into their late 20s, for some even 30s, before really they have a full understanding of what they need to do and know what the pitcher's trying to do to him.
2-2 delivery on the way outside. I wish I could remember where I read the article. I don't. It was, I think, last year. They had done a major study through about 100 years of baseball on when players were in their prime according to their production. Pitchers at 27, hitters at 29. That's pretty young. I mean, I thought.
To say they're in their prime.
Yeah, that's off the glove, base hit. Snyder up the middle on that one. Could not be handled at second, so the Orioles get a base runner here with one away in the 6th inning.
Pretty nice at bat right here by Travis Snyder. He whistles this one right back through the box. Good fastball out over. He stays on top. One hopper almost taken away right there, but chuck and duck. That defensive shift, able to get a little leather on the ball, but that'll make Travis feel good.
Here is Aaron Sebia, who's going to get his first at bat. He came on to catch for Lavarnway. Lavarnway had a 1-for-1 and a walk, single, and a run scored behind the plate for the Orioles today. Now JP Aaron Sebia, he will take the pitch for a strike. Orioles now with 7 hits in the ball game, out hitting the Yankees 7-5. Aaron Sebia's had a 1-for-7 in spring training games. Short lead at first base. Run is on. So Buck Showalter today putting some players in motion, stealing bases, hitting runs, running hits.
Yeah, it's good to see. Is it something that the Orioles are going to see or do all season long? I guess a lot of that depends on how the production goes. You know, if they're able to hit the ball out of the park, then why take a chance and run yourself into outs? The last few years they've been the best power hitting team in baseball, so makes you think that they're probably going to do that again. But at least to show, you know, that they have the opportunity or the ability to manufacture some runs. And here in this case, playing against the Yankees, maybe just show them a little bit extra. You know, show them you're going to hit and run. Take a look at this pitch here, just diving down and in on Aaron Sebia. Pretty good movement on that pitch there.
I think also to get their frame of mind a little bit better offensively, try and create something here. They're not scoring. They haven't scored here this spring.
Sure.
Numbers are down, so do something where the players can feel a little better about themselves and get things going. Throw over. Back to the bag is Snyder. Jonathan Scope at the plate, RBI double, run scored in the 5th inning. Orioles last year, big time offensive numbers put up by the Orioles. They were 6th in the American League in runs, 1st, of course, in home runs, 211. They had the best in the home run by 25 in the majors, actually, over Colorado. Orioles have got to look to do a little better in the on-base percentage. They were 11th this year. You don't figure they're going to hit as many home runs. They might. But if they don't, then you're looking to get some more runners on base to create more opportunities in the offensive department. 2 down, 1 strike.
Certainly the key.
That's going to go down the line. That's going to be a fair ball into left field. Orioles will give chase. Coming to third, Snyder. Bobby Dickerson will hold him up, and Jonathan Scope's got his 2nd double in the ball game. He's 2 for 3.
Boy, some really nice swings in this game from Scope. Dropping the head on a fastball early in the ball game to get in the gap, and here able to stay through the ball. Look how long his bat head stays through the zone. The pitch is a little out front, but he's able to stay on it, hook it down the line. Another big double.
So the Orioles getting to Ramirez, and Alvarez is going to get his first at bat as Daniel Alvarez is in for Manny Machado. Machado had a big day at the plate for the Orioles. 3 for 3, RBI, 2 singles, a double, stolen base. Goes after the first pitch down the line in right field, not deep. Judge coming, and diving catch made in foul territory. Nice play by Aaron Judge. Getting the start in right field. That will save a couple of runs, or at least a continuation of the at-bat. Orioles lead it. Birds, disinteresting. Wholesale changes will be made by the Orioles as we go to the 7th inning with the O's on top 2-0, including Tommy Hunter coming into the ballgame.
Yeah, Tommy Hunter, monster season last year. 3-2 record, 297 earned run average. He did have 11 saves. Started the year as the closer. Moved back to the pen as Zach Britton came on and became the closer for the Orioles. But really, the second half of the season, Tommy Hunter was dominant on the pen. Really pitched a lot more. Didn't try to overpower guys. Mixed in his slider, his off-speed pitches. Was able to get some movement on his fastball. A little two-seamer that he can sink. But still the ability to overpower guys. That fastball can get up there in the high 90s.
So Hunter will work with a 2-0 lead. So changes. Lowe's come on to play in left field. David Lowe will be in left. Daniel Alvarez will enter in center field. And Nolan Reimold for Delman Young in right field. Jimmy Paredes will be playing at third base. Flaherty's already at short. Ray Navarro will be at second. And Chris Parmelee will come on to play at first base. So new alignment for the Orioles. Tommy Hunter's delivery to J.P. Arancibia will miss as Parmelee at first base. 2-0 lead, top of the 7th inning. Orioles looking for their 3rd spring training win of the year. Garcia worked an inning with a couple of hits. He walked one and struck out one, and gets to work here against the Hunter does against the bottom part of the order. Judge in this position had a ground ball out and flied out to center field. Orioles will play it straight up. He is big. Tommy Hunter's delivery, and that'll be taken for a strike. Chris Davis joins us coming out of the ball game. Chris, how's it going so far this spring? Where are you as far as where you want to be prep-wise?
I'm getting there. I think first couple of games, you're obviously just trying to get your timing down, want to see some pitches, and things are progressing well. You kind of have to take it slow the first couple of weeks and take what you can, try to see as many pitches as you can, and have good at-bats.
Well, let's not talk about offense all day there, Chris. Well, how about defense? Every day you are out there at 7:30 in the morning working on your defense. It's been pretty impressive to watch you work.
Well, I appreciate that. You and Bobby D, and there are a number of guys that are out there every morning giving me ground balls, working on staying behind it, staying below it, and we talk a lot about the clock, slowing the game down and really staying under control, and it's been big for me. I think it really helped me in 2013, and last year kind of got off track a little bit, but definitely feeling good this year.
How do you feel about right field?
I like it. I think it's good for me to go out there and get reps, and obviously first base is probably my favorite position. I really like being on the infield and being a part of every play and picking guys up, but I play a little bit outfield. I enjoy going out there and running around a little bit.
So go ahead. You think last year maybe a down offensive year as far as batting average, but your production was still there, hitting your homers. What are you looking to do coming into this season?
Well, I think the biggest thing, first off, is just staying healthy. I think the injury, the oblique, really bothered me all year, and really took away my ability to drive the ball to the opposite field. And I think as long as I can stay healthy and stay on the ball, I'll be all right.
Chris, how tough was the timeout on the suspension for you?
It was horrible. It was self-inflicted, but it's something that obviously, I don't ever want to go through again. But I was proud of the way the guys battled and hung in there and gave it a good run. And, we'll start over again this year.
Chris, we really appreciate it. Thanks for taking time, and we look forward to talking to you.
All right, thank you, guys.
Chris Davis joining us out of the ball game. Started for the Orioles today at first base. What a jam shot that was. Parmelee will make the flip. Hunter over to cover, and Flores is retired. 0 for 2 and a walk now for the Yankee left fielder. 2 down.
Tommy Hunter showing some great movement on his pitches and really mixing them up well. He has such amazing life on that fastball. He's at 94 miles an hour, and it was just boring in on the hands there. So a good smile there from Tommy Hunter. Looks like he has command of all of his pitches, moving them around very well right now.
Cole Figueroa comes to the plate. Gregorius out of the ball game in the leadoff spot, had an 0 for 3. Figueroa is going to get his first at bat, and Tommy Hunter will miss outside to him for a ball. For Tommy Hunter so far on the spring, again just trying to get himself into game shape, limit the number of pitches that he throws, give him a chance in situations that he'll see during the regular season. His third outing. Ground ball towards second base, and it's going to be a successful one. And we'll record the out as Ray Navarro makes the play. 7th inning stretch time here in Sarasota with the Orioles on top. Orioles have the 2-0 lead. Adam Jones in his own inevitable way joining us as he is out of the ball game today.
Which is a good thing.
Which is a very good thing for you.
No, a good thing for the team. I'm not helping. Oh, my Lord. I'm not helping at all.
How do you feel? How you doing?
I feel good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing great.
I seen you the first time the other day. It's good when you just get that first time coming here. You always got the khakis on and the orange shirt. I see you.
Is this a fashion-related event or what?
I don't know, but I see your fashion. It's not changed.
I skipped the bling just for you.
Okay. Hey, Delman got some bling for you.
Delman's got some bling
Delman got some bling. He got this huge gold necklace for you.
Lord.
Look like a rapper.
Thank you so much. Do you like spring training?
Do I?
Yeah.
I enjoy it. It's warm weather. It's getting into shape, getting around everybody. That's going to help you for this long season. All guys out here in camp at some point in time are going to be helping us up north. So spring training is good to get familiar with the faces and get your body into shape.
Adam, you've put together consecutive years that have been really impressive. You're a perennial all-star now, Gold Glove center fielder. You continue to do things consistently out there. When you come into a season, especially after you've put together these last 3 years, do you set goals for yourself?
I just need to get better. I think that's the consistent goal, is to become a better player, a better teammate. You know, there's always room for improvement. So, yeah, I've had a couple good years the last few years, but this year, who cares about what you've done for me in previous years? It's all about now. So 2015 is what I got to focus on.
What will make you a better player this year, Adam?
Becoming better. I don't necessarily know exactly the formula to becoming better, but just keying in and getting my head more involved. I think just being more aware, paying more attention. Yeah, not necessarily being harder on myself, but finding something, finding that niche that will make me stay consistent. And I think that's what we were down here in spring training trying to find.
Yep. How about the new outfielders that have come into camp? Have they, taken to how Wayne Kirby and yourself run things in the outfield and really how Buck Showalter manages his team?
Oh, the guys have been great. You know, for the first couple of days, we all let them know that, we're going to run. We don't do extra sprinting afterwards. We do running during our drills. Schneider has picked up on it. Delman, Lowe, Pierce. You got Dario, Alvarez. You got Lowe. There's a lot of guys that are picking up on it and playing very, very good outfield. And that's what our cornerstone is, our outfield defense.
Adam, we really appreciate it. Thanks for joining us.
Anytime.
Enjoy the rest of the day.
Cool. Short interview. I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
It was just for you.
Anytime.
Adam Jones has started in center field today for the Orioles. He has no sense of humor, as you can tell. Ryan Flaherty up, getting his first at bat, bottom half of the 7th inning. Jason Shreve on the mound for the Yankees, the left-hander, and a big swing, gets away. And strike him out with an assist here to start the 7th inning. Jake Cave has come on to play in left field. Slade Heathcott is on in right field. Gary Sanchez for Murphy behind the plate. So the Yankees going through their traveling roster for today's game. One down here in the 7th inning. We'll bring up Nolan Reimold. Nolan getting his first shot at the plate as well. Reimold again trying to make it with the Orioles, or at least be impressive enough so that the season goes along and the Orioles need some help. Nolan Reimold can be one of those who would be on the short list to be called up. Couple of hits, 9 at bats, 2 RBIs.
Yeah, Nolan's finally feeling good. I think health-wise, his strength is coming back. Had opportunities with a couple other teams last year, but felt his best chance as he was a free agent was to come back with the Orioles. He knows that there are outfielders that are going to be here to start the season, but he's looking for a chance, and he's seen, the framework of this team.
Boy, he got a hold of that one way back, and a nice catch made. Willingham going back to haul that one in on the warning track. That's almost 400 feet away. Nolan Reimold out of there, 2 down in the 7th inning.
That was a great swing by Nolan Reimold, but center fielder giving chase right back to the wall. Pretty good swing. Nolan's got to feel good about that. He's been working hard with Brady Anderson on the backfield when he gets extra time. And really try to iron out that swing, some of the flaws maybe that he's created. And it appears the last few games that his swing is starting to come back around again.
So 2 away, nobody on. And the pitch is taken down low for a ball. Ray Navarro, he's getting his first chance at the plate. Orioles on top of the ball game by a score 2-0. RBIs. Jonathan Scope and Manny Machado came in the 5th inning of the game. Orioles have given up 5 hits, 1 by the starter Chen in 3 innings. Kevin Gausman gave up 2 hits in 2 innings, and Garcia a couple of hits in the innings that he worked. Tommy Hunter retiring the side in order in the last half inning. Now the Orioles trying to add to it. 2 ball, 1 strike count on Navarro.
Navarro brought over from Cincinnati. At one point, Cincinnati had him as the top defensive prospect in the organization. So, the Orioles continue to try to add that depth and improve their defense at the AAA level because they could potentially have some younger pitchers there. So they have veteran catchers behind the plate that have had big league experience, and then they wanted guys to catch the ball in the infield. Navarro, obviously one of those. B.J. Surhoff, one of the special assistant coaches that roves through the minor leagues. They're getting in Buck's ear, trying to learn a lot more, and probably talking about some of the younger players.
Look at this 9-iron shot. Left field, way back in. Goodbye, home run. That'll get your attention. Navarro delivers a long ball, and the Orioles have a 3-0 lead.
Known for the glove, but they're getting ahead to the fastball inside. Beautiful swing by Navarro, staying real short.
Second RBI of spring training, his first spring training home run. Ray Navarro, and the only at bat he's had in the ball game, delivers.
Man, that ball was hammered.
So the Orioles pick up their 3rd run on their 8th hit. Here is Matt Wieters. Orioles DH 0 for 3 in the ball game. Buck Showalter saying today, here's Navarro.
Take a look at that swing. He just drops the hands down in, and watch the hips go and the hands pull through. Bat head gets to the baseball. A lot of power right there when everything's tight with the body.
Showalter saying today, Wieters on schedule, and as planned, he will go behind the plate on the game on March 17. It'll be his first day to catch, and that's exactly the date they had talked about right from the get-go in spring training, and we will have that game right here on Masson. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way outside. 2-1. That'll be a game against the Twins when Matt will get to, in a game, test the knees. He, of course, has been doing this on the backfields already this spring. 2-1 pitch on the way. Lifts that one foul. Got to leave it up 2-2.
Matt's been on a throwing progression, and there's a lot of excitement you know, when he started throwing the bases. And I had the privilege of actually catching some throws when he was throwing down to second the other day, and it was coming out of his hand great. Really working on his footwork with catching coach John Russell. And Matt looks good, and he's kind of gnawing at the bit. You know, right now, swinging, he's talking about his timing and stuff, but I guarantee he's going to feel a lot better, a lot more comfortable when he sets in behind home plate and make him feel like he's more part of the offense.
One-arm swing that time. Played by Galvez, the third baseman, and that will retire the side. The Orioles have run on a hit as Navarro delivers the spring training home run for the O's, who now lead the Yankees 3-0. Getting the work done on the beach. Jonathan Scope got his work done on the field here today, and he's joining us. Jonathan, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, Gary?
Very well. How's the spring going for you? Where are you in your preparation?
Spring's going really good for me, you know, and I'm in better shape, you know, and trying to get my timing down and trying to be better.
You swung the bat really well today. I mean, you were short to the baseball. That must have felt good.
Yeah, it felt good, you know, finally.
Well, playing great defense is all. I mean, day one, you were throwing the leather out there. How do you feel defensively?
I feel good, you know. I feel good. My body feels good in shape, you know. That's the first thing I got to do, play defense, and everything going to go good.
What's the thing that you most want to work on here this spring offensively? What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to swing strike, you know, trying to swing some ball that I can put hard and play, you know, but stay aggressive and trying to eliminate those balls that I get myself out, you know, and trying to see the pitch better and swing the strike, and good things will happen.
How are things going with Scott Coolbaugh?
It's going really good. You know, he put me aside and me and him work in the cage every day, and he gave me a routine to do. You know, that's why he told me like you gotta have a plan. You gotta get a routine. Baseball is all about routine, and it's going really good so far.
Do you see yourself either now or for the future as a power hitter?
I think so. But I want to be all around. I want to be like. I don't want to be only power hitter, you know. Like, I want to be that guy that can hit for average a little bit and for power, too.
Yeah, well-rounded offensive player, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Jonathan, I wanted to ask you something. How's the relationship with you and J.J. Hardy going? Everything okay over there?
It's going really good, you know. That guy, I love him, you know. He's from a role model, you know, and me and him kind of became together, you know. This guy is not only my teammate, he's like my friend, you know. Me and him trying to get better every day. And the guy gave me better, you know, and every day work on something. Oh.
No, you're okay.
Oh. And every day we come out and work, and we have fun. We have fun a lot, you know. We have fun.
Steve Johnson there. A real quick hopper right back to the mound, and a real fine play on it there. The numbers for Steve. There's a great play.
Yeah, nice comebacker. These guys work on their PFPs, and this is just all reaction. Get the glove down, pick the clean, easy flip over there.
Records the out. Jonathan Galvez coming up now. Jonathan Scope joining us. He is out of the ball game. Jonathan, there are important questions in spring training, so I raised this. Take your time answering it. We don't want you to get into any trouble. Do you prefer Hardy with or without a goatee?
Say it again?
Do you prefer J.J. Hardy to have the goatee, the whiskers, or to be clean shaven?
You look good no matter what, you know. But like whatever you feel good, you know. If you feel good, yeah, I feel good.
You just run for president. Jonathan, we really appreciate your hanging on with us here. Really looking forward to watching you grow this season at the major league level. Thanks very much. We'll talk to you again.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Jonathan Scope. Boy, he was good on that one, wasn't he?
Yeah.
0-2 count on Galvez.
He's great. They have so much fun. I mean, we've talked in years past about this team's chemistry, how they've come together. And last year, Jonathan's first full year in the big leagues. And the veterans on this team make these guys feel so comfortable and so good so that they can play to their potential. And he's right on when he says he loves J.J. Hardy. I mean, who doesn't on this infield especially? I mean, got young players flanking him to the left and the right, but he's so good with them, you know, that they horse around, they feel comfortable, and the results, I mean, it shows on the field. They play loose, they play great defense, and they respect each other and learn from each other.
And Jonathan, with a young fan who will be a fan forever. Good off-speed pitch fouled off. That'll be outside of third base. Good delivery by Steve Johnson. Coming on for Tommy Hunter, who retired the side in order in the one inning that he pitched. Now Johnson with a chance here in the eighth inning, the middle of the order, and all changes have been made by both ball clubs now in their position players. 0-2 the count. Galvez will take it, and that was right there. 2 down.
Nice pitch right there from Steve Johnson. Steve coming into camp battling back after an injury, painting the fastball on the outside corner. We talk about Steve Johnson, that invisible fastball. So hard to pick up, and they're just caught looking.
This will be the second outing for Steve. Gave up 1 run, 1 hit in an inning in his only other appearance. Joins Chen, Gosman, Garcia, Hunter in what has been a 5-hit shutout against the Yankees so far. Fastball misses away. This is Kyle Roller getting his first at bat of the ball game. Playing first base. Teixeira had started there. We'll get down to first. That'll be foul. Roller takes it to a 1-ball, 2-strike count. One-two off-speed delivery, real floater that time. 67 miles an hour in the gun.
Yeah, he can really get hitters off balance. A slow breaking ball, and a lot of reasons why that fastball becomes invisible. He just pops it by you.
Ooh, then comes back with that. There's your differentiation. Makes that 89-mile-an-hour fastball look like 189. Retires the side in order. The Orioles have a 3-0 lead. To follow Major League Baseball and the Orioles all season long. MLB.com at bat on your smartphone or tablet. Stay connected. Live radio broadcast, stats, breaking news, and more. You can download MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Gary Thorne and Mike Bordick here at Ed Smith Stadium as the Yankees will go to the bullpen. Non-roster invitee Jacob Lindgren.
Yeah, good opportunity for him. Just kind of watching him warm up. Good life on his fastball. Take a look at that earned run average in 19 games, 2.19. 48 punch-outs, just 13 walks in his 24 2/3 innings of work. A lot of life on that fastball as it runs away and into the left-handed hitter. So good opportunity for him here to prove why he had that success in single-A.
Only his second-year pro ball. Paredes will be coming to the plate for the Orioles here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Jimmy Paredes will get his first at bat right here in this ball game.
Paredes has looked really good this spring, swinging the bat well from both sides of the plate, and defensively he's looked good both at third base and shortstop. So a good sign for Paredes, obviously. I mean, he's always in good spirits every time he comes to the field. It was a great opportunity for him last year to come over on this team, and he's learned a lot from infield coach Bobby Dickerson. Of course, when you surround yourself with good infielders, you're just going to get better.
Galvez makes the play at third. Paredes is retired. Paredes on the spring. Mike was talking about the numbers he's put up now, 5 for 13 with an RBI. So even though it's limited at bats, some pretty good numbers. One down here in the 8th inning. Orioles, 1 inning of offense. That was the 5th when they got LaVarn Way on the infield hit after a wild pitch scored on the double by Scope, who would follow to the plate on the RBI single by Manny Machado. David Lowe, this is the first at bat Lowe has had in the ball game. 1 down, nobody on in the 8th.
David Lowe making some adjustments this spring with new hitting coach Scott Coolbaugh. Trying to limit some of the movement, make that swing a little bit more efficient. He's plenty strong enough. I'd like to see him keep the ball out of the air, use the whole field, use his speed a little bit more.
He is 1 for 10 so far this spring. And he is one among a lot of names about how this roster is going to get filled out, especially when it comes to the outfielders. I mean, the infield's pretty well taken care of, but left and right for the Orioles is not, nor is the bench situation as to how that's going to be played out.
Exactly. I mean, Buck's talking about potential platoon situations in the outfield. If somebody doesn't take charge, take hold of the position out there. David Lowe really came on strong at the end of last season, so he's certainly a candidate.
Lindgren will pick up the strikeout, and there are 2 down here in the 8th inning.
David Lowe caught on the nasty sweeping slider here. You see it just works itself off the plate. Pretty good movement, good location with the pitch, but couldn't quite get the bat on it to keep the bat alive.
Lindgren's only 22 years old. As we said, one season of pro ball last year at a Mississippi State where he played college ball. Foul back by J.P. Arancibia and out of play for a strike. Lindgren, second-round pick, 2014 draft by the Yankees. And obviously, they want to get a look-see at a young player. Arancibia with a strikeout. The only time he's been up in the ball game. We'll foul that one off. J.P. out in front of the 82-mile-an-hour delivery. When you are a ball club that's built on picking up a lot of waiver claim, Rule 5, players who stay on the bubble for clubs, it leaves a lot of decisions to be made in spring training. And the Orioles are in that situation here this year as to how to best structure this roster. What kind of a ball club are they going to be? Are they going to be the home run hitting team we saw last year? Are they going to be a team that's going to run a little more? It's going to hit and run a little more? Got to worry about the on-base percentage a little more or not? And this spring training for Buck Showalter is going to show a little bit of that as to what the chemistry and look of this team is going to be. 1-2 count on Aaron Sebia, and a swing and a pitch up high, and Lindgren gets a couple of Ks. Retires the side in order. We go to the ninth. The Orioles looking to put away the Yankees and pick up the win. Of the ninth inning, 3-9-0 for the Orioles, 0-5-0 for the Yankees, and trying to finish it up, the man who's going to be looking for a job this spring, Logan Barrett.
Yeah, another Rule 5 pick, was with the Mets last year. Good numbers. He's had a winning percentage all through his minor league career. 11-5 last season, ate up 162 innings, 119 punch-outs, just 34 walks, and he knows how to pitch. His stuff might not be overpowering, but he can work both sides of the plate and the perimeter. He has a great understanding, and winning has followed him everywhere. That's why he caught the attention of Buck Showalter, Dan Duquette. So, you know, he's got a chance as well. Another Rule 5 pick, and we talked about that at the beginning with Buck Showalter is not afraid to keep Rule 5 guys. Ryan Flaherty's had great 3 years, and if not for him, you think about the numbers that Flaherty put up in the postseason. Really, he was the only Orioles offense in 2012 and
new battery as Rosmel Perez will come on to do the catching. He's an extra added from the minor league camp for today and is going to get in a ball game here and have a chance to catch. And we'll take the first pitch away for a ball. Gary Sanchez is at the plate. He's getting his first at bat in the ball game for the Yankees. Yankees have been held scoreless on the 5 hits surrendered in the game. Kevin Gausman right now would be the pitcher of record for the Orioles on the winning side, and Pinder gave up the 2 runs, 4 hits, and an inning worked, at the moment at least, on the losing side for the Yankees. Sanchez, 2-0 delivery on the way, and that'll be fouled back into the screen. Big cut taken by Gary Sanchez. Well, again, we've seen a spring training game, as many have been for the Orioles at least this year, where there's not been a lot of offense and where the pitchers have dominated. Wei-Yin Chen, 3 innings. No runs on 1 hit. Gausman, couple of innings, 2 hits. Garcia, an inning, 2 hits. That one's tagged. Wind is blowing out way back, and goodbye home run. So Gary Sanchez gets rid of the goose egg on the Yankee side, delivering the home run and making it a 3-1 ball game.
Well, he took a pretty aggressive 2-0 count. Didn't get cheated 2-1 either. Gets it up in that jet stream, but I think even on a different day, this ball might make it out. He squared it up pretty good. Pretty healthy cut, pulling the hands inside, catching it out front. He knew it off the bat.
That had the sound as well as the distance of a home run. So Gary Sanchez gets it, and on their 6th hit of the day, the Yankees make it a 3-1 ball game. Here is Eddie Rodriguez getting his first at bat in the DH role. Perella started there, had a base hit and 2 at bats for the Yankees as the starting DH today. Off the end of the bat, broken bat. Flaherty's got it at short, and they're one away here in the ninth inning.
Pretty good pitch right there. This little breaking ball to induce the ground ball. Ryan Flaherty's moving around once again this spring, playing all the infield positions. Nice job at shortstop.
Here's Rob Refsnyder. Refsnyder also first at bat. And he will foul that one off at the plate. One down and nobody on. Bobby Dickerson setting the infield. Tough to do here at this time of the ball game in spring training. Most of these hitters don't have a lot of information on, if any. Fouled off and out of play, and a 0-2 count.
Yeah, so they'll pretty much play straight up. They are not afraid to shift the infield around. Bobby Dickerson plays the tendencies. He reads the charts, the scouting reports, but you're absolutely right. If you don't know much about a player, you pretty much play straight up, take a look at a swing or two, and then make your adjustments from there.
Red's delivery. That's going to be fouled off the other way. Logan Verrett had 28 starts last year, AAA Las Vegas, where he won 11-5 at a 4.33 earned run average. He had 28 starts, tied for the most in the Pacific Coast League last season. And the Mets losing him, as Mike said, in the Rule 5 draft. Now the Orioles got to decide, is there a place for him? Can we keep him? Or does he go back? Always tough decisions on Rule 5 players.
Sure is.
Refsnyder waiting on a 1-ball, 2-strike count, set up low and away. That's right where the pitch is, a little too far outside. 84 miles an hour on that one. And we'll leave the count up 2-2. Tried to get him to chase one. $7,987 the attendance today. That's right there. Got him looking, came back inside. Set him up with a pitch before that. 2 down in the ninth.
Yeah, he's doing a nice job working both inside and outside. He really made a nice pitch the pitch before, and this one painting the inside corner. He worked down and away, just missed off the plate, and they're painting inside to lock him up.
Slade Heathcott will come to the plate for his first at bat. Heathcott with 2 down, nobody on here in the ninth inning, and a strike on the outside corner. Great job by the Oriole pitchers in this ball game. Manny Machado ended up with a 3-hit day, picking up an RBI. Orioles getting a home run from Navarro in his only at bat, 7th inning. Jonathan Scope, couple of doubles, RBI in the ball game. Big cut on a pitch going away from him, and Heathcott takes a look out, going, "Woo, what was that?"
Yeah, that was a filthy changeup right there. You saw the fade action down and away. His fastball's there, 91, 92. He's mixed in a slider, and that's just a beautiful change.
And that one's going to miss a little bit inside. So the count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes as the Orioles, 1 out away from putting away the victory against the Yankees. Two-two pitch, and he got it. An impressive performance by the Orioles and by Vermette coming on to wrap it up. Home run picked up by Sanchez for the Yankees here in the ninth. Put him on the board, but not enough. The Orioles win it by a score of 3-1, our final here at Ed Smith Stadium.
Thank you, Cable.
For the slower internet upload speeds,